end with a winning season. Hocking this year averaging 31.6 points per game. They average just under 400 yards per game, 145 on the ground, 253 in the air. ASA averages about 40 points a game, averaging almost 450 yards a game, 162 on the ground, and 286 through the air. Again, that should, make for quite an exciting day today. Defensively, Hocking is giving up almost 32 points a game. Check that, 36 points a game, about 350 on the total yards, 150 on the ground, almost 200 passing. ASA giving up just under 11 points this season, 179 yards a game, 50 on the ground, and 129 through the air. So again, could be a game of stingy defenses, or we could see a lot of scoring today. ASA has scored a lot of points this season, but the last two games they've played tougher defensive opponents and only managed 10 points in each of their last two contests. So, again, hard to judge what we're going to see today. We've had two programs that have shown a lot of offensive prowess at times, but also shown a propensity to struggle on offense at times. So, again, I'm joined by our color commentator Rick Phillips today. Rick, anything you'd like to add going into the matchup today?
I would say that because this is my third trip here for Hocking, and I would say just looking at the team, they are an offensive team far better than their defense. Mm-hmm. So I would, at this point, if you look at the fact that they're not really the strongest at defense, ASA may have the ability to score some points on them again. They may get back in that beyond the 10-point range as far as scoring. Hocking, even the last game that we did, and you were here for that game, they did manage to at times come back, so they can put points on the board very quickly. We'll just have to see which team shows up as far as defense today for Hocking, because if they can present a strong defense, then they can be in this game, and if not, it'll be much like the last game, which ended up, I'm not going to say a blowout, but certainly it was lopsided.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rick. And again, the last game you're referring to was when Hocking had Lewisburg College visit. And again, Lewisburg, similar in rankings to ASA. I think at that time Lewisburg was 17th or 18th in the country, just like ASA is right now. And again, both teams that have shown offensive power this year. So I think that's a good analogy. You're right that, looking at those two programs as far as, how they match up with Hocking, I think you're exactly right that, we could be in line for an offensive explosion here.
Yeah. Even though this is obviously college football day, we want to congratulate the Clinton Massey Falcons last night with their win over the Valley View Spartans. 28-20 was that final score. It was back and forth, and Massey did prevail. And also want to congratulate the Nelsonville York team. The Buckeyes are still in the playoffs as well, and they will be playing this, I guess, next Friday. Mm-hmm. And we are at their home field as far as this is the high school football field that Hocking plays on. And very interesting. They're the Buckeyes. They've got the New York Yankees logo at center field there, or in the 50-yard line. And but they have had a storied football background as far as their teams, and won a couple state championships and many of their titles as far as their league. But they're in the Division, I think it's 5, Division 5 playoffs, and still in it. They're 12-0 right now.
Yeah, that's right. And again, Nelsonville York has had a great season this year, we know. And again, like you said, along with Clinton Massey, representing kind of our home base of Clinton County very well, the Clinton County, Fayette County region. So, again, another Fayette County team, Washington, still alive as well.
That's right. The Blue Lions are in it. They've had 3 losses, but as we saw in looking up some of these playoff brackets, they are still in it. And I think to maybe a lot of people's surprise, but their team, they've had some ups and downs. They had players out that have come back, and so they seem to be peaking at the right time, which is in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think it matters whether we're talking high school football, professional football, at any level. A lot of that comes down to peaking at the right time. And you're right, Washington does seem to have those players back just at the right time when they needed them. And it's it's really brought them some success.
Now, when we talk about players back, players lost, one of the things that we will let people know, because since we were here the last time, there have been 5 players, I believe, that have been suspended for reasons, and they will not be playing. And some of them are they're sort of star athletes as far as the team. So that will be of question as to what kind of offense they might be able to generate with some of these key players out.
Yeah, that's right. We did get that word that there have been a few players from Hocking that have been suspended. We don't know which ones particularly. Again, if you're a regular Hocking follower, that may be evident to you as we call the game today, and you notice what players are not here. But again, it is senior. I don't want to say senior day, I guess. Here in a junior college game, but again, we are honoring the players that are moving on today. It looks like you've got some flowers there that they're getting ready to hand out at the bench. And I'm
those
sure
those aren't for us.
I don't believe those are coming to the booth. Right?
Probably not. Probably not. And they don't have, being a junior college. At least I don't think they do, because I've not seen one. They don't have like the traditional college band or any of those things. So, and the people typically on a senior day at the high school level, they honor all the seniors for winter sports or fall sports or summer or spring sports.
Right.
They're not doing that tonight, or today. So I would imagine this is strictly for football players.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We've got maybe some family members,
cheerleaders,
maybe some other athletes,
some cheerleaders possibly.
Yeah. Okay, so right now we got the coin toss going on at midfield. We're going to cut to that. And again, ASA wearing their white jerseys, black pants with purple trim. And you got Hocking in their traditional blue on blue with the white numbers and yellow outlines. And players are at midfield. Referee's going over the instructions right now. Of course, ASA being the visitor, we'll call it.
I wonder if those 3 or 4 people that are in the faraway stands actually have traveled from New York, or if they're maybe just Hocking fans that have decided they'll sit on that side of the...
Well, I'd say for the Hocking fans, it probably is easier to find seating on the visiting side, but
there's not many sitting on this side at 23.
Not exactly an abundance of attendance today.
Yeah.
At least not yet. We still got about 15 minutes before kickoff here. But again, Rick, you never know with college. These players, there may be players, I don't know by looking at the roster if I saw any, but there could be players on ASA from Ohio or close, or maybe this is a better chance for them to get to see their relatives than traveling to New York City to see them.
Well, that's true, yeah.
In fact, I know just looking, see they do have a few players from the Chicago area, but they draw players from as far away as Texas, Memphis, Tennessee. So they do draw quite a range of players here, and that is one thing too. I have the list in front of me, but looking at ASA's website, they do have quite a few players that have moved on to the next level. So,
and that's a thing that we might tell for those listeners that are not familiar with junior college football. This is sort of like a stopping off point. It's sort of like going to a 2-year school before you go on to college if you're trying to maybe save some money and not pay the big bucks the first 2 years when you're doing your electives or whatever.
Exactly.
It's the same thing with football at this level. These junior college players, a lot of them are going to be getting looks from the Division I, Division II schools, and they're hoping at some point either Division I, II, or III will be looking at them and maybe pick them up, and they'll go on to play at a larger institution.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rick. You talk about for traditional students, this can be a way to save money and things like that, but for athletes, this can be a second chance of getting recruited.
Absolutely.
Catching the eye of a college program, or, maybe they, had some academic struggles or other reasons why they just could not qualify, or, maybe the program wasn't quite ready to take a chance on them and, get a few more years of maturity under their belt, maybe get some more skills, whether it be in the classroom, the football field, and then all of a sudden they're ready to play. So, again, Hocking, it looks like. I don't know, Rick, are you showing that on the film? We've got quite a few young men out here being honored, it looks like.
That's right.
As they're moving on to the next step in their lives, whether it be a 4-year institution to play football or to continue their education or maybe enter the workforce.
What caught our eye more than anything probably you see out on the field is the Domino's pizza truck over there.
Well, Rick, I know that caught your eye for sure. sure that's a remnant of the high school season. Quick rundown of the top 25 scores and games for today. Of course, the first game of the top 25 was played yesterday, where you had number 9 Washington falling to Stanford 30-22. A game with a lot of local interest, Ohio State and Michigan State. Ohio State leads 14-0. The first quarter just drawn to a close there. Another Big Ten matchup, Penn State hosting Rutgers. Just at the start of the second quarter there, Penn State trails 6-0. Another top 25 matchup, Oklahoma State visiting Iowa State. Number 12 against number 24. And again, the first quarter come to a close there. Iowa State leading 14-7. Another top 25 matchup, Connecticut visiting the Central Florida Knights. And you've got Connecticut trailing 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. 21-3. Next top 25 matchup, you've got Virginia Tech, the 17th team in the country, trailing Georgia Tech 3-7 with just under 10 minutes to go there in the first quarter. Again, number 2 Georgia faces number 10 Auburn today. That'll be at 3:30. Number 23 West Virginia Mountaineers will travel to Kansas State with a 3:30 kick today. Another Big Ten matchup, number 25 Iowa, coming off that big win against Ohio State, will travel to number 6 Wisconsin. Again, a big regional matchup there. Another big game in the Southeast. You've got Florida State visiting number 4 Clemson, another 3:30 kick. And, of course, the number 21 team up north is going to travel to Maryland today, where, again, the Terrapins have had an up-and-down season. And, again, that's another 3:30 kick. Today at 4 o'clock, the USC Trojans will travel to Colorado in a battle of 2 Pac-12 teams. Another Pac-12 matchup today at 5:30. The 19th ranked Washington State team will travel to Utah to face the Utes. And, of course, another top 25 matchup this evening will feature number 1 Alabama traveling to number 18 Mississippi State. And, of course, 2 top 10 matchups that kind of set the bill for today. This evening you'll have number 8 TCU visiting number 5 Oklahoma with an 8 o'clock kick. And then, of course, another reincarnation of the rivalry of Notre Dame and Miami, as the Irish will travel to South Florida to take on Miami today at 8 o'clock. So, again, that's a rundown of today's top 25 teams, or this weekend's top 25 teams and matchups. And, again, we will try to bring you some scores from any of those games and maybe even some OAC action as we continue through today.
And speaking of OAC action, our mirror images are up at the John Carroll. It escapes me. John Carroll and
Mount Union.
Right. There we go.
Sorry,
the Purple Raiders and the Blue Streaks will be competing against each other. They actually pushed back their kickoff time a half an hour. So they are behind us 1/2 an hour as far as they'll be starting the pregame broadcast in about 11 minutes.
Right, and they're anticipating a big crowd up there today. Again,
that's right.
Well, 2 historic programs going at it.
Yeah, so that is our other team of Bill Raybeck and Greg Henning, and I think we've got Tim Fillinger and Mary Ann Dotson, Dr. Dotson up there.
That's
running
right.
the board for them up there and controlling the camera. So hopefully they'll have a great broadcast, and we'll probably be texting back and forth, calling whatever, and updating scores from that game, since we've got someone right there planted in the press box. There are a few brave souls that are out here.
Yeah, there are. And again, like we talked about earlier, this being the last game of the season for Hocking College. Again, you're honoring these players that are moving on today, and honoring the commitment that they've made to the program and the sacrifice that they and their families have made. And that's kind of a neat thing to be able to honor these young men that way, and that's what they're doing at midfield. And of course, today also we want to send a shout out to any and all veterans that may be listening to today's broadcast.
That's
today
right.
being Veterans Day, and we can't say enough about all the thankfulness and pride we have in your service and what you've given us and given our great country. So again, a big shout out to all the veterans out there today.
Just under 10 minutes before we get this game underway, providing the pregame festivities don't interrupt that, but got about 9:44 to go before this game gets underway, and it looks like most of the players have been honored, so I would imagine we're probably just about right on schedule.
Yep, I would say so. So, again, back to a little bit of talk about the game. We're looking again at, ASA really looking to come in here again and try to, stay in contention to get a junior college bowl game.
Right.
And again, with the 17th ranking in the country, and of course winning their last 5 in a row, they're in perfect position to do that.
Yeah, I think what right now it looks like the Lewisburg, which is the team that we featured along with Hocking last game of the week, and this team right here against Hocking, they both probably are still in the running for potential bowl bids. And they have them all over the country. That's the interesting thing about it. Of course, so many of these junior college teams, they are. Ohio has one. That's Hocking.
Right.
But these teams are in Texas and Florida, and as we see, North Carolina with Lewisburg and this New York team. So they're all over the country, and when they play bowl games, and I don't think that it's necessarily that you go to the closest bowl, because you may be playing a team that's from Texas and then another one from New York.
Right, yeah, and again, one thing, that if you're a casual fan only familiar with, Division I bowls, these aren't the traditional, vacation type bowls. These bowls are played in
the cold weather, like we're seeing right here.
Yeah, real climates that you're going to face this time of year. Again, I think we talked about Lewisburg earlier. That the last bowl they played in was in Illinois.
Right.
And Illinois in January isn't exactly like playing in Phoenix in January.
Exactly, and I think that probably most of the good stadiums in the warm climes are taken by the Division I schools. So you don't really.
I'd say that's true. But again, like you talked about too, the geography of some of these junior colleges. A lot of the top programs too are out in the Southwest, and I know that there's quite a strong program in Arizona, New Mexico, those areas. So you've got junior colleges from all over the country competing for those spots, and there is a limited number of those bowls. So being in the top 25 is not necessarily going to guarantee you one of those spots.
Exactly. Well, they are breaking at midfield, so it appears that I guess they're getting a group picture, and then with about 7 minutes, we will be getting underway at about the right time.
Right. And again, we talked about this being Hocking's second year. This is a pretty neat group of young men. This will be their first class. That these gentlemen that have been here 2 years will be the first group that have gone all the way through.
Right. Yeah.
Again, the pioneers of the Hawks program, right there. And of course, a big shout out to Coach Al Matthews and all the hard work he's put in getting this program up and running.
And we certainly appreciate the fact that they've invited us to do these games. I know that it's been well received. We've had some really good numbers. Typically on game day, we've had as many as 2,000 people that have been listening to the live stream that we do as far as audio. And, of course, our video will be available on our website the first of the week. So keep an eye out for that. I know people get kind of anxious. I get a lot of requests as to when it's going to be posted. And now that we're towards the end of the high school season being over, other than the playoffs, we don't have quite the demand as far as, so we'll probably have this one posted Monday evening, I would imagine. Once the processing's done and everything's finished, it'll be up on the website.
That's right. So again, if you're just listening to us today on air, be on the lookout for that the video will be forthcoming here in just a couple of days.
Right. It'll be the same thing with our group up there at John Carroll. They are doing videos, so we'll have video of both these games. I know the John Carroll game up there is anticipated every year because those teams have such a storied background. Now, maybe this year with John Carroll having 3 losses, it's not quite the same. Mount Union, on the other hand, looks like they're off to another potential. And I don't know. I don't know whether John Carroll is actually, if they were to win, they'd probably certainly be in a situation. But I don't know. I don't know if that'll determine if both of them would be in a playoff situation or not.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Rick. I don't know what the playoff implications are for today.
Yeah.
But again, with 3 losses, I think you're right. John Carroll would have to be close to eliminated, if not. And certainly today, a loss would definitely knock them out of any contention, I would think.
Right. Looks like ASA, they're getting ready to come back out.
And again, ASA, excuse me, led by head coach Joe Osavet. And ASA, another young program as far as history goes, just about 8 years, I think, is what we heard.
That's right, yeah.
And 3 conference championships in that time. So, again, they've stepped up and made quite a ruckus in the Northeast Conference.
And unlike a team that maybe came from North Carolina with Lewisburg, or a team from Florida or whatever, they were telling us when we first arrived here that their weather back in New York was about the same as it was here.
Yeah, no change for these guys.
Right. Now, Mary Ann Dotson, she wanted me to know that I owe her big time, because when we sent her north with the crew to Cleveland, that there's some white stuff on the ground. I'm sure there's not like inches, but must have been a dusting of snow sometime this morning that occurred.
Well, Rick, I had frost on my yard in Clinton County today. Does that count?
That's not the same thing.
Well, it looked white to me.
But you get a lot of lake effect. Particularly being virtually right there on the lake in Cleveland anyway. So
right.
Some of it it's not the same as real snow, and even some of the snow we get down here is lake effect. So
yeah, that's right.
The snow will come soon enough for us. So I'm not egging it on or anything.
All right, so again, we're just about 3 minutes away from kickoff here. ASA has entered the field, and they're warming up on their sideline. Still waiting for Hocking to come out of their tunnel, so to speak, and come onto the field. So, again, we're anticipating their arrival.
I see so many of the fans look to be female, so I would have a feeling that you have to have your girlfriend in the stands no matter what. So she has to endure the cold weather.
Rick, I'm not even going to touch that.
Yeah, it's not exactly politically correct, but you know me. Get some shots here of our cheerleaders. Once again, they have to be given extra credit for braving the cold weather, especially since you're not cheering much right now.
That's right.
Just standing around. That's when the cold really gets to you.
It certainly is not a warm day here in Nelsonville today.
But it is sunny. It's
That's
a beautiful
right.
day from the standpoint of the sun. And you're right, it's crisp. In fact, if you hit someone with all this crispness, they would probably break. Got the whole family in.
Yep. And again, if you're not familiar with this part of Ohio, this is really a beautiful part of Ohio, getting down into the Appalachians, and the leaves are changing down here, and it's just a beautiful place to visit.
Right. If anyone knows where Athens, Ohio, home to Ohio University, and that is about, I think they said 20 miles away, something like that. It's fairly close. We're not too far from actually West Virginia. I'll get a few shots of looks like most of the trees have dropped their leaves now, but we've got the national anthem.
All right, so again, a brief pause here for the playing of the national anthem here on Veterans Day. And again, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Crisp air, but beautiful sunshine. About 20 seconds to go till kickoff here. Again, ASA College visiting your Hocking College Hawks here at Boston Field in Nelsonville, Ohio. And Hocking has just entered the track, ready to run onto the field. And folks, it's about game time here.
I'm panning over to the small group, and they're all sitting with each other across the way.
And maybe they're trying to conserve body heat.
That's what I would think. They're probably trying
stands.
There's probably a dozen of them over there.
We welcome you to Nelsonville today, and hope you're able to catch us on the web stream.
Now the Hawks look like they're ready.
Yeah, they're fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Hawks showing a lot of swagger coming onto the field.
It was interesting because, they play the music when they're warming up, and on both sides, I was watching the guys. They're getting into it. They're literally dancing as they're warming up and doing their calisthenics and whatever to get ready for the game, and they were doing it to the beat of the music.
Yeah, there was a lot of dancing out there today. You're right. I watched that.
Yeah.
And these young men having a great time out here today, enjoying the music and enjoying the football.
So it looks like ASA will kick the ball to Hocking to begin the game.
You got number 36, Alessandro De Blasi, to kick off, and he's been their kicker all season. Don't have any numbers on his kickoffs, but I can tell you that he's 5 for 7 for field goals and 33 for 39 for PATs. So had a lot of attempts this year and done a pretty decent job for them. Deep for the Hawks, you've got number 2, and that is Javon Wilson. And next to him, you've got, looks like number 84, and that is Dennis Smith, wide receiver. So, again, Hawking set to receive here. The ASA Avengers set to kick off. So we begin week 10 here at Hocking. And it's going to be looks like it was number 2, Javon Wilson. Fields a kick, and he gets it up to about the
38?
I want to say the 38, almost the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. So that's where it's going to be 1st and 10 for your Hocking Hawks here on the 39-yard line.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 35, but they're not on the 35.
I'm not calling that the 35.
Mm-mm.
Your starters for Hocking.
They corrected it to 39.
All right, looks like we're going to have 71 Steve Delamo, 69 Dalton Clark, I believe, 54 Brady Johnson, 55 Trayvon Eder, and 52 Jordan Davis. Of course, Mikhail Clark, number 7, the quarterback. Next to him, it looks like it's going to be play action pass, fake to Javon Wilson, up forward to number 84.
Had me fooled.
Yeah, 84, that's Dennis Smith. And
that was quick.
Yeah, that was. Again, from a shotgun look to play action to a, Miller running the streak right down the middle of the field there. So, again, Hocking right to the line. Got 2 receivers to the left. A pistol formation here. Clark calls out the signals. Takes a snap, drops back. Faces some pressure. And he's not going to get away. And you've got big number 59. And it looks like that's Ivan Robinson, the defensive lineman for ASA. Not going to be a sack, but a short pickup of it looks like about 2. So,
2 yards.
2nd and 8 from about the 24-yard line of ASA. And again, Hocking on the line. Clark looks to the sideline for the call.
They don't waste any time getting ready for the next play.
No, they don't. You notice this team will almost never huddle. So now you've got Clark offset to the left, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Clark in the shotgun. Snap, give to number 2, Javon Wilson, and it looks like he is going to be stopped for about a loss of 1, maybe no gain. Maybe they give him this little forward progress there, but
didn't fool anyone with that play.
Sure didn't. The ASA defense followed that up quickly. And again, 3rd and 8, you got Clark in the shotgun. You got Wilson behind him in the pistol. Again, 2 receivers to the left. Tight end and receiver to the right. Drop back pass. Going to be a streak down the field and broken. Oh, no, tipped. And then caught for a touchdown. Wow.
Heads up
that?
play, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that's number 9, Kevin Greenhow, it looks like, with a big touchdown there off a tip.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything better. It was almost planned that way, it looks like.
Yeah, it really was. Nice job by Greenhow concentrating on the football. And you've got the PAT attempt here, number 12, Dominic Farmer, for Hocking. Good snap. And
no good.
Yeah, it looks like it hit off the upright. So it's going to be no good. So
It's been our experience in the past. Their kicking game is a little bit to be desired.
yes, I'd have to say that's true. So with 13:38 left to go in the first, Hocking up 6-0. Getting ready to kick off to ASA.
Well, it didn't take long to get a score on the board.
No, it didn't. Again, Hocking making quick work of their first possession. Had the ball less than 2 minutes and come away with a quick score.
So ASA may be in a little bit of shell shock here, having been scored on so quickly.
We'll see how they come out and respond.
And as we've said, and at least what we've observed from past games, Hocking they have quite the offense. It remains to be seen whether their defense can stop this ASA team.
Yeah, that's right. They have to be advantageous and take advantage of any mistakes that ASA makes.
Right.
And again, ASA on that touchdown pass, had a tip on the ball, but ended up tipping it up to Greenhouse. So, again, ASA looks like they're playing for a squib here. They've got a lot of guys up towards the line of scrimmage. And kickoff field on about the 18 by number 1, Edward Morgan. And Morgan takes it up the middle of the field.
Good return.
Yeah, nice return where he's finally dragged down just inside the Hocking side of the field. So it's going to be 1st and 10 ASA from about the Hocking 48 or 49 yard line. Looks like they're actually going to spot it. Yep, call it the 48 and a half, the 49 yard line. So ASA will take over here, 1st and 10 from the Hocking 49. And ASA led by quarterback number 5, Stone Labinowitz, but looks like it's actually going to be number 3, Alfonso Howard, getting the start here today. Howard in the shotgun, pistol formation. Twins look to the left, one receiver to the bottom of the field. And a little read option there to number 25, Dante Thomas Williams. Williams over the right side for, looks like a gain of about 2 or 3. That's going to bring up 2nd and, we'll call it 2nd and 7 from the 45. So, again, looks like Alfonso Howard still the quarterback. Again, bubble screen out to the left to number 1, Edward Morgan. Morgan, the leading receiver for ASA. And he's going to have a nice gain there around left edge. Picks up about 15 or 20 yards. Looks like it's going to be 1st down. Okay, a little less than that, but a 1st down from the 32-yard line. Again, Alfonso Howard in the pistol. Give up the middle to number 35, Alex Brink, and Brink runs it all the way down to just inside the Hocking 10-yard line. So you've got 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for ASA College.
Let's do a station ID real quick.
106.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
All right, fake jet. And Howard with the keeper around right edge, and boy, he gets hammered there just as they had a bounds line by number 22.
When he was taken down, it looked like his neck sort of snapped back there.
Alan Willis with a big hit there on the sideline for Hocking College. So, looks like maybe a loss of a yard there. So we're going to have 1st and goal from about the 11. And again, 3 receivers to the left, pistol formation, 1 receiver to the bottom of your screen. And it looks like we've got an offsides. Question is it going to be encroachment?
Or were they
Or is it a false start? And we'll see what we've got here. Hard to tell from this angle what we had there. And it looks like it's going to be, it's going to be a false start against ASA. So that'll back them up 5 more yards, and we're going to have 2nd and goal from about the 18-yard line. So again, you've got 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Again, ASA on the right hash, so 1 receiver down into the boundary. Back offset to the left. And you've got a fake of that screen they ran earlier, and they run a post underneath that to, can't get the number there, but it was incomplete there. So we're going to bring up 3rd and goal from about the 17, 18-yard line. Looks that was number 15, Roland Foyer, with the intended receiver. Foyo, excuse me. So again, trips to the left again. Twins to the right, so 5 wide here for Howard. And number 1, Edward Morgan to the post for a touchdown.
All right.
So ASA ties it up.
Answered their call there.
They did. So again, in less than 5 minutes to go, or for less than 5 minutes gone, in the first quarter, and we've got not a ball game at 6-all here. ASA trying to take the lead here on the PAT. So again, 36, Alessandro de Blasi in to try to extend the lead here. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 11:22 to go in the first quarter, ASA College 7, Hocking College 6.
All right, we'll do a quick ad here and be right
Begin the
back.
next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
All right, so again, we're back in action here. 11:22 to go in the first quarter. ASA set to kick off here, and again, deep for the Hawks. You've got number 84, Dennis Smith, along with, looks like number 2, Javon Wilson. And de Blasi set to kick off here for the Avengers. De Blasi signals the ball ready to play, and here's the kick. Short kick. Oh, and
Wow, what a hit.
bobbled by Wilson. Able to turn a little nothing into something there. Gets the ball back up to the 35-yard line. Relatively short kick there, but, again, the bobble there kind of, cost him a few seconds there to get his bearings, but he gets them and gains a nice little pickup up to about the 36-yard line. So that's where Hocking will take over 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. And again, Hocking, it looks like we're going to have a 3-receiver formation to the top of the field, 1 receiver to the bottom, pistol, shotgun formation. And we got a short screen out to the right side to number 84, Dennis Smith, for, looks like, no gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from, again, about their own 36-yard line. Again, Hocking to the line, and you've got their quarterback, Mikhail Clark, looking over to the sideline for the play. Gets the play. You've got 2 receivers now to the bottom of the field. Looks like a solo receiver to the top. And with an H-back there, offset to the left. Pistol backfield. Clark drops back. Again, into the flat, intended for, looks like, is that number 81?
Yes.
Kayvon Gardner, tight end, but again,
couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, just bobbled it, and it falls incomplete. So, going to bring up 3rd and 10 here. And again, not a lot of time gone here on this possession. The Hawks need to try to pick up a first and maybe slow ASA down. But again, we've seen a lot of action so far inside of 5 minutes here in this game. So, we're going to get, looks like the 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right, H-back to the right, back in a pistol. Clark under pressure, rolls out to his left, and he's going to be sacked there by, looks like big number 34. That's linebacker Demetrius Powell with a sack. So 4th and about 11 or 12 here, and the Hawks are going to be forced to punt. And the punter for Hocking today looks like, is that, Rick, is that 12 Dominic Farmer?
Looks like it. Number 33 is
33. And okay, 33, that is... Oh, that's Reggie Reamy, the linebacker, taking over some of these punting duties. And
yeah, once again, we were saying that they've had their woes as far as in their kicking games.
yes, they have. And, Reggie doesn't get hold of that one very well, kind of gets off the side of his foot, and unfortunately goes out of bounds there. ASA's going to take over
Great
at
field
their own
position.
44. Yeah, that really is. So, short field here for the ASA Avengers. See if they can make some short work of the clock again. All right, so again, Alfonso Howard still the quarterback here. Again, you've got 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, a pistol formation here. Howard takes the snap, and option read, he keeps it, goes around left end.
Nice little pickup.
Yeah, nice little pickup for Howard. Looks like a gain of about 7 or 8. And he had to hand it to Hocking there. Number 35, the running back, Alex Brink. He ran the fake, and he took a shot in the backfield. He got put on his can, but, again, all for naught as Howard pulls the ball and goes over left end for a gain of about 7. All right, so now we're going to have, looks like we're going to have 3 receiver trip formation to the bottom of the screen here. Now they motion to an empty backfield. Howard drops back. Oh, boy, and I'll tell you, number 18, Ja'Kai Gill, ran to the post, and he was wide open. No safety in the middle of the field, but just the throw a little off the mark, and Gill dove but couldn't quite haul it in. So it's going to be 3rd and, let's call it 4 from right about midfield. So again, 3rd down here, trips to the bottom of the screen, empty backfield again, 2 receivers to the left. Howard takes it. Probably a design draw there, and boy, the C's just part, and he goes right up the middle with a huge gain all the way down to the Hocking 20-yard line. So pickup of about 30 there on the quarterback draw. You know what? It's going to be a little more than that. He's down to almost the 15.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Sure was. So again, I would say as quick as that was, either he saw something right away or that was a design draw. So pistol formation here, and again, this time the give to 35. And a nice run up the middle for number 35, Alex Brink. Started in the middle and bent it a little to the right for a nice pickup. So pickup of close to 10 yards there. We're going to have 2nd and 1 inside the 10-yard line. So you're going to have a little screen out to the left to number 1. Again, number 1, that's Edward Morgan, their top receiver. And with a nice gain, he's going to take it all the way down and gets forced out at the 1. So First and goal from the 1. And let's call it the 2. So again, we're going to have a pistol here. You got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Solo back, lined up behind Howard. And Howard with a hard snap count there, trying to draw him off, and looks like they may have worked, as one of the ASA linemen ran into and knocked down. We'll see what the call is. And it is going to be encroachment against the Hawks. So it's going to bring it down inside the 2-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1. So a little personnel change here for ASA. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we've got 2 receivers to the left. And pistol formation. Howard sends the receiver in motion from the bottom of the field. Jet motion, and looks like we may have 2 men moving at the same time. False start there, so ASA picks up the free yard in the last play, gives it back 4 of them right here. So you're going to have 2nd and goal now from about the 6. So Howard brings him to the line. And you're going to have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, tight end to the right, pistol formation. Again, receiver jet flat motion in front of the quarterback. Clears out. The give to number 25, Dante Thomas Wilson, and that's a touchdown. So touchdown ASA. So with just over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, your score, ASA 13, Hocking 6, PAT to come. And again, 36, Alessandro de Blasi into kick. Number 88, the holder. Number 88, Gabe Gridley, the kicker, to hold. And good snap, good hold, good kick. Equals PAT. So again, 8:07 to go, 14-6. ASA in the lead. And so, ASA looking to kick off here. Hocking looking to answer that score with another score of their own here. And again, ASA goes 56 yards on 7 plays for another touchdown. And the Hawks line up here. You've got number 84, Dennis Smith. And number 2, Javon Wilson deep. And de Blasi lines up. Gives the signal. And here's the kick. De Blasi again to Wilson. Wilson works back towards the middle. And never makes it back inside the hash. He's going to be tackled and brought down about the 34, just inside the 35-yard line. That's where Hocking will take over 1st and 10 from the left hash, their own 35. Excuse me. So, again, first down Hawks as they take the field, led by number 7, Mikhail Clark. And it looks like we're going to have 2 receivers to the top and a H-back to the left. 1 receiver to the left. Again, back offset to the right. And fake. And, ooh. Yeah, I'll tell you, fake. It looked like that was number 24. Excuse me, maybe number 28, Jesus Himes in the backfield. Not quite sure, but fake to the back and tried to hit the receiver on a slant, and he got hit pretty good there, and just unable to come down with the football. So again, Hocking to the line as their usual, and they get set now. Mikhail Clark with the play, and calls out the play, gives the instructions again. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, and looks like a pistol formation. Drops back, and not sure. I think maybe we might have had a miscommunication. It looked like he looked to his left to throw a screen, and there was nobody there. And really just forced to just eat the ball there. So ASA with another sack here to push the Hawks all the way back to 3rd, and let's call it 20. Again, from about their 28-yard line. So Hawks line up. Looks like we've got Ian Clark looking for the play here. Got 1 receiver to the right, to the top. Not 2 there now. 1 to the left. H-back to the right, so 3 receivers to that side. Pistol formation in the backfield. Clark gets the ball, drops back. Long throw down the outside to number 9, Greenhow. And again, just another attempt at another long ball down the field. It looked like about the same score, the same play they scored on earlier, but Greenhow not able to come down with that one. And, of course, ASA, I'm sure, is well aware that Greenhow is one of the top receivers for Hocking, and they've had pretty tight coverage on him all game. All right, so we're going to get another kick here, and it looks like it's going to be Reggie Remy again with another kick. We'll see if Reggie can get a little better kickoff than he had the last time. And He certainly gets better contact with this one. Gets a nice Hocking roll. And it's going to roll all the way down to just inside the ASA 32-yard line. So that's where the Avengers will take over 1st and 10 from the right hash of their own 31-yard line. And so again, ASA will look to extend their lead here with 6:38 to go here in the first quarter. And again, ASA comes out, similar personnel packages, twins to the bottom of the screen to the right. Solo receivers split way out, almost to the sideline on the top of the screen, top of the field to the left. Pistol formation in the backfield. And little read option there to 25, Dante Thomas Williams, and nobody fooled there. They do the responsibility, stay home, and Williams is wrapped up in the backfield for, let's call it a loss of 1. Maybe no gain according to the spot. So it's going to be 2nd and about 10 from the 29-yard line. So again, similar formation here, flipped. You got 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. A pistol formation with an H-back to the left. And again, looks like another give to Thomas Williams. And again, Dante Thomas Williams with nowhere to run. Big loss there by the Hawks. They knock him all the way back. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 15. We'll see how ASA responds here. The Hawks really making a defensive stand here. Going to have trips 3 wide to the bottom of the field, to the right. Twins to the left, empty backfield for Alfonso Howard, Low snap, Howard able to deal with it, picks it up. Little pressure, rolls. Oh, made a nice athletic play. And again, trying to catch number 10, Andre Ridley, coming back across the field. And that's a hard hookup to make. You've got Alfonso Howard rolling to his right, Ridley running to the left, and just ends up being a little bit behind him and falls incomplete. So the Hawks able to get a stop here and bring up a 3rd and out. So Hawks get the ball back here with 5:23 to go, pending the punt here. And 88, Gabe Grilly, boy, he tattoos one. Nice kick. Takes a little bit of a Hawk bounce. And no chance for a return, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Hawks from their own 28-yard line.
More people have been filing in, so we've started to get a crowd out here, and actually it's getting a little warmer, it looks like.
Yeah, it is. Again, a nice day for a last football game of the season here at Hocking. All right, so again, Hocking's going to take over here. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, trailing 14-6. And Hocking comes out. You've got Greenhow, single receiver down to the left. 3 receivers up to the right. Pistol formation. Again, Greenhow, one-on-one. They try to isolate him, and again, had a shot at the ball, but just couldn't quite come down with it. So, that's 3 times we've seen them isolate Greenhow by himself. And so far, he's 1 for 3, with that one being a tip and a touchdown. So, and he's a little gimpy as he comes up. But again, Greenhow, they're making a concerted effort to get him one-on-one, and he's had a couple shots at some balls, but he's had tight coverage as well. They've done a nice job covering him one-on-one. So we're going to have 2nd and 10 here. You've got a 2 receiver to the right set here. You've got single receiver to the left. H-back offset to the right. And Clark with pulls it down. He's going to run. And Clark picks up a 1st down off the right side. So again, drop back. There just wasn't much there. And rather than wait, he felt the pressure coming and took off around the right edge and picked up a nice 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Hawks from just about the 38-yard line. under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. You've got two receivers to the left, one to the right. Offset, he gives it, no, fakes it to Wilson. And again, Clark with a run up the middle this time and gains about 6. So that's going to bring up second and about, let's call it 5 from the the 43-yard line. And we've got twins to the left, one receiver right, pistol formation.
Quick.
Oh, yeah, a little quick throw there, trying to get it to Greenhow. And, I will say that was probably the most open Greenhow's been today. He just didn't come up with that one. So a little bit of a drop, but a hard throw there. But Greenhow, again, you expect him to come down with that one being the top receiver. He just juggled it a little bit. So that's going to bring up third, and we'll call it 5. And the Hawks look to the sideline, get the play. Going to flip the formation here. We're going to have 3 receivers to the right. Greenhow isolated down at the bottom of the screen, down to the left. Pistol formation. Clark takes the snap, throws it out to Wilson, and again, just eaten up immediately by number 27, Paul Sanchez. And again, Sanchez not fooled at all. It was all over Wilson on that one. So loss of yards, that's going to make it 4th and about 14, and the Hawks are going to be forced to punt. So again, Reggie Remy will come in. Remy handling the punting duties. A bad snap, and Remy makes decent contact. Not a very high ball, but again, it won't matter anyway. It's not going to count. You've got illegal procedure Hocking, so that's going to back him up 5 more yards, and Remy's going to get another shot at kicking this ball. So again, 4th and about 20 with 3:29 to go here in the first. All right, Remy, better kick this time, get some hang time. And fair catch by number 87 for ASA. That's Angel Suarez. Again, really all he could do was fair catch that one. So just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. ASA 14, Hocking 6. ASA getting ready to take over here from their own 40-yard line.
Looked like we were going to have like a barn burner here when we first started, but it's sort of...
yeah, I don't think we've had any scoring for about 10 minutes now, it seems like.
Yeah, it's 14-6.
Yeah. Was that 10 minutes ago?
Uh-huh.
All right, so ASA takes over. Trips to the bottom of the field. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Offset back to the right. And,
short.
Yeah, number 10, Andre Ridley, running to the post, and he was wide open. It looks like Alfonso Howard saw him, but just too late, and didn't get enough air under the ball, or that would have been another touchdown. Easily could have been if he'd have let him a little bit. All right, so again, Howard looking to the sideline for the play. You've got, right now, you've got 2 receivers down here closest to us at the bottom of the field to the right side. And looks like that's the way it's going to stay. 2 by 2, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. And you've got H-back to the left side. Howard calls out the signals. And Howard with a draw all the way. And a nice pickup by Alfonso Howard right up the middle. Maybe a quarterback trap. Didn't quite see the line action there, but again, nice run right up the middle. And that's going to make it 1st and 10 from just inside the Hocking side of the field. So 1st and 10 from the 48 for ASA. And ASA is going to have trips to the left, 3 receivers, 1 receiver to the right. No, now they're going to go a little bit of confusion there. Back offset to the right. Now he goes in motion. Motions to an empty backfield. 5 wide. Howard with the drop back. Howard unloads. Oh, and he had number 15, Roland Foyo. Foyo had the ball and dropped it. So that's going to bring up second and about 10 from just about midfield here. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Again, ASA leads the Hawks 14-6. All right, so again, we've got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, so empty formation, 5 wide here. Alfonso Howard calls the signal, drops back, moves to his left, and trying to get the ball to number 1, Edward Morgan. Just overthrows him a little bit. Morgan can't quite come down with it, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here. All right, and again, ASA not huddling, kind of congregating at the line. Howard looks to the sideline, getting the call. Some personnel changes now coming in for ASA. Looks like number 25, Dante Thomas-Williams, will enter the backfield. So now you've got 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver tight to the left, and now Thomas-Williams is going to motion to the left to the wide. And, looks like they're trying to spread the field out and isolate number 1, Edward Morgan, underneath, and Morgan just can't quite come down with it. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. Again, that's a couple throws where they've tried to force it into Morgan on this drive and just come up short. So 4th and 10 now with 2:12 to go. Yeah, the Hawks trailing 14-6, but they're about to get the ball back here. Number 88, Gabe Gridley, into punt. He had a nice punt the last time. Let's see what he can do this time. He's going to try to pin the Hawks deep. Looks like you've got number 2, Javon Wilson deep. Signals the fair catch, and he's going to haul it in at just outside the 10-yard line. So that's where it's going to be 1st and 10, Hawks from their own 11 when we continue here. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest-growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
All right, so back to the action here. You've got Hocking in a pistol formation. Little zone read up the middle. Give to Javon Wilson. He bounces it over to the right edge. Picks up at about 3. That's going to bring 2nd and 7. Hawks from, again, about their own 17-yard line. So we're going to have 3 receivers to the left, the bottom of the field here. 1 receiver to the right. H-back looks like to the right as well. Pistol formation. And a give to Wilson up the middle. Not much of a gain there. If anything, it's going to bring up 3rd. And check that. A little more better spot than I thought. That's going to make it 3rd and about 5. And trips to the left. Single receiver to the top of the field. Again, that's Greenhow. Isolated again. See if they don't go to him. And this time you've got Wilson split to the right of Mikhail Clark. Clark calls for the signal. And going to give to Wilson, and ASA is all over that.
Certainly smelled that out.
They certainly did. You know, they've run that play a couple times, and ASA seems to have progressively picked it up more and more. Big loss there is going to make it 4th and 10, and that very well may be the last play of the first quarter. We'll have to see. Clock running here.
No one looks like they're too anxious to get this.
Yeah, no big hurry here. I'll tell you, I can't help get the feeling that no one's more ready to wait this out than 33 Reggie Remy.
They are going to wait it out.
And that is going to be the end of the quarter. So, the end of one, our score, ASA Avengers 14, Hocking Hawks 6. And, again, we expected to see some offensive fireworks today, and we did.
At first.
In the first 5 minutes, but the last 10 have been somewhat sluggish.
That's right. And the fortunate thing is we are not in one of the spaces with the roll-up doors. We are nice and toasty here. The heat is on, and we've got a lot better situation than we had this last game that we were watching against Lewisburg, because it was a little nippy then.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It was maybe a little warmer than today, but the rain was falling, and it was a dreary, nasty day, and not a good day to be in front of that open window, that's for sure. Now, today we're in a nice booth with the heater on and a nice pane of glass between us and the elements, so it does make a difference.
Right, and this is a nice press box for a high school stadium, so don't get us wrong. The roll-up doors are fantastic. When you're talking
most of the season, that would be great.
That's right. Yeah, you probably the 8 out of the 10 games that you would have potentially here, it would be great to be able to roll that door up. All
right, so again, we're going to start the second quarter here with a punt. Again, Reggie Remy, the linebacker, has stepped into the punting duties today, and just about blocked. And I'll tell you, maybe Remy needs a little pressure, because that was his best kick of the day.
It was.
Kicks it out almost to
midfield.
In fact, past midfield, just to the ASA, about 47-yard line, where it's going to be fair caught. But that was a nice high kick. Had a lot of hang time, and really Asa had no choice but to fair catch that. So again, Remy's best kick of the day by far. It's going to bring Asa to about midfield with 14:54 to go here in the second quarter.
Let's see now. Have we had any punts from ASA?
Yes, we have. We've had, I believe, 2 ASA punts. Okay, so we got ASA has trips to the top of the screen. That'd be to their right. And we're going to have a give here to, let me check our number here, and it looks like it's going to be
number 35.
35. So that's going to be Alex Brink. He's done the majority of the workload today. Although we have seen quite a bit also of number 25, Dante Thomas Williams. But again, Brink has made the bulk of the carries. So we're going to have, again, 3 wide to the top of the screen. Okay, speaking of Deontay Thomas Williams, there he comes, Dante Thomas Williams. Going to be offset to the left. There's one receiver to the left. And, yeah, and I'll tell you, that was a nice read by number 3, Alfonso Howard, the quarterback, but
penalty
some holding up front, so it looks like it's going to come back. And that's exactly what the call is. Holding against ASA is going to back them up and, help Hocking out here a little bit after giving up first down there on that scramble. Okay, so let's see where they mark it off. It's going to be second and quite a distance here after they walk back the penalty. All right. Looks like it might be second in Athens here.
Second in Athens. That's a good way to put it.
All right. So you've got, we're going to have 2 by 2, 2 wide receivers each side. Pistol formation.
Gonna throw?
Yeah, Howard looked like he wanted to, but again, nice job by the defense. Number 40. Let me check my roster. Yeah, it's Chris Wilburn, the linebacker, excuse me, with a sack there for the Hocking College Hawks. So nice job by Wilburn getting in and being a little disruptive there. So Asa's going to come back and line up with, looks like we're going to have the same formation, 2 wide on each side, 2 by 2. Check that. You're going to have 3 by 2, so 5 wide here, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Alfonso Howard looks over the coverage, calls us for the ball. And he's pressured, tucks it and runs, and gets a lot of it back. So Didn't quite get all the way to Athens, but he might got halfway to Nelsonville there.
That's right. Yeah, it looks like they're almost back to the line of scrimmage.
Make it 4th and about 8, and that's not going to be enough to entice ASA to try to go for it, though, as they bring out the punting team. So Hocking will get the ball back here with just over 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. And it looks like we've got a new kick returner there, at least for today. Looks like number 9, Kevin Greenhow, is going to be our returner. And again, we know Greenhow is an explosive athlete, so let's see.
Almost over the head.
Yeah, not a very good kick there. Bad snap and good recovery just to kick it, but Greenhow has no chance to return that. So down by number 33, Sean Del Andrade. And we've got a penalty, though. Let's see what it is. And I don't know. Is the referee pointing to the sideline? Maybe we have a sideline warning or something like that?
It's possible.
I have to wait and see what the call is. No, personal foul against the Hawks.
15 yards?
Yeah, 15. So we'll see if
First
that
down.
happened before the kick or after. Happened before the kick, that would be a first down. But if it happened after, they would just assess that on the return. And if I'm not mistaken, that must have been occurred before the kick, because that's going to give ASA College a first down. So ASA with a break there, 1st and 10 Avengers from the Hawks' 36-yard line. Yeah, and I missed the infraction. We'll have to go back and look for that one on the film. But whatever it was, it sure cost Hocking a big break there. So you've got, looks like 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, split extremely wide, almost actually between the numbers and the sideline. All right, so the zone read, the give fake there to number 25, Dante Thomas Williams, and Alfonso Howard's going to keep it, goes around right end for another first down for the ASA Avengers. All right, so ASA looks like basically they're going to flip the formation. Now the trips, the 3 receivers to the left, solo receiver up to the right, back offset to the left. Howard fakes the give. This time he's going to throw the screen out to number 1.
Penalty.
Another penalty? Yeah, it
Probably
is.
holding.
Probably. It's a screen out there to number 1, Edward Morgan. And again, they've looked for a lot of ways to get him the ball today, and that's, I want to say, maybe his only second catch, though. A lot of targets. And we had a Hocking player, that's number 40. Yeah, that's number 40, Chris Wilburn, who we saw have a sack a few series ago, and he took a pretty good shot there on a block. We'll see if Chris is able to get up here on his own power. He's up to his knee. Yeah, Chris is up and just a little shaken up, it looks like. Walking under his own power and everything. Chris looks like he's probably okay. So, again, you've got ASA with Rick, I missed the penalty. I know there was a flag, but I
didn't see it either.
I didn't see the call. Apologize to our listeners on that one, but what I can tell you is it's 1st and about 20 for ASA, so obviously it was against them. 1st and 20, probably holding on the screen on the outside. So extreme formation. You got 2 receivers to the top, way on the sideline, 1 to the left, way on the sideline, and really all that seemed to do was spread the defense out to open up the middle for number 25, Dante Thomas Williams, and short little give up the middle, and he's going to pick up a long gain all the way down to about the 3-yard line. So that's going to bring up 1st and goal. Let's call it the 4. So again, trips to the top, way to the sideline, 1 receiver to the left. And again, same thing, little give to 25 Dante Thomas Williams, and he punches it over for a touchdown. So, again, Rick, it's probably hard for our listeners to understand. They'll know better if they can see the video, but, ASA is splitting the receivers out between the numbers and the sideline.
Right.
In certain formations. And, again, that's way, way outside, where they would normally be lined up. And, again, all they've really done with it so far is use it as a tool to almost draw Hocking out of the middle and open up the middle for the run, but it has worked so far. So another good PAT, so that's going to stretch the lead here. 11:34 to go in the second quarter. It is now ASA 21, Hocking 6.
Well, you're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. And, of course, we are on WZAA 106.9 LPFM out of Jeffersonville, Ohio, bringing you today's game of the week from the Hocking Hills, Hocking Hawks, and the ASA Avengers.
That's right. Again, we talked today about the beautiful conditions here today. Little cool, but the sun is out, and it's a great day for college football here. And again, ASA getting set to kick off here. Their kicker, number 36, Alessandro De Blasi, all set to kick off here. And again, Hocking set to return. It looks like we've got number 2, Javon Wilson, back there, and having a hard time getting the number of this other young man. Looks like it's 84. Okay, so that's and the kick goes fielded by Javon Wilson over the left side, brings it up to about the 44-yard line, and that's where Hocking's going to take over. So other returner back there, by the way, is 84, Dennis Smith. So that's been the leading receivers today, or the leading returners for the Hawks today. And it looks like Smith enters the offensive huddle, so he will be part of the receiving corps here, as well as number 2, Javon Wilson. So after that return, he's going to go back to his customary backfield position. All right, and you've got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, tight end to the left, Wilson and a pistol. Mikhail Clark with a give.
Not much.
Not a whole lot. Wilson picks up about, we'll call it 3 yards. And so it's going to be second and about 7 from the 45-yard line. And Hocking looking to punch it over into Avenger territory here. And check that, not quite as big a gain as we said. Let's call it 2nd and 9. So, again, trips receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Running back offset to the left. Again, fake to Wilson. Mikhail Clark with a keeper. Runs up the middle. Gains about, we'll call it 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and a long 6. All right, so again, 3rd and 6. Clark gets the call from the sideline. You got 3 receivers to the top. You got Greenhow isolated at the bottom to the right. 1 running back, Wilson in the pistol. Now Wilson steps up. He's going to be offset to Mikhail Clark's right. Clark with a signal. Calls for the football. There's the snap. Pressure right away off the edge. And Clark rolls out to his right. Tries to hit a receiver in the flat. Pass broken up by number 11.
That was number 2? Or was it? Yeah.
Intended for 2, yep. And broken up by number 11, Marquise Bazemore, the linebacker. So, again, trying to get Javon Wilson the ball in another way there. And, Marquise did a nice job there of breaking that up. So, nice job by Bazemore. It's going to bring up 4th down. And, again, Reggie Remy in to attempt another punt here for the Hawks. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. There's the snap. Remy, decent kick.
Fair catch.
Fair caught right past the 20-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10, ASA from their own 21.
So with the score, ASA 21 and Hocking 6. Got a little break in the action here. 9:47 remaining in this first half of play.
All right, so again, ASA, or ASA, depending, I guess, on how you want to say it. We talked to some of their coaches before the game, and they said, We don't really care how you say it.
No,
So
it's been.
I guess they
said
hear it.
both
They hear it
ways.
all ways. That's right.
Yeah.
So 5 wide here for ASA. Motion to the 3 receiver side. So, and long throw down the field.
Got
number
it.
10. That's right. Number 10, Andre Ridley. They've tried a couple times to get him the ball, and that was a nice completion.
Nice connection there.
Yeah, all the way down to the Hocking 38-yard line. So that's where ASA will take over here.
What was that, about 40 yards?
I'd say close to it. Yeah. All right, so again, trips to the left, 3 receivers, 1 to the right, running back in a pistol formation. And somebody went the wrong direction. Yeah, you had the zone read, but the quarterback got left hanging out to dry there. The running back went the wrong direction, I think.
Was that the play?
Yeah, well, either the quarterback turned the wrong way, the running back went the wrong way, but one of them was wrong there. So kind of a break for the Hawks there. It ends to one of the easiest sacks you'll ever get. Loss of about 6 or 7. That's going to bring up second and about 16. So again, the Avengers trips motion, and that's going to open up the screen to the right side to number 1.
Nice run.
Cuts the ball all the way back across the field, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown.
Now that was pretty simple.
Yes, it was. I'll tell you, Edward Morgan there with a really nice move. He saw the real estate, and he just flipped the field, ran a screen to the right, cut the ball all the way back to the left, and ran about 38 yards for a touchdown there. Now, he probably ran twice that far when you factor in he ran all the way across the field, but he'll take it. So that's going to make it 27-6 here, pending the PAT with 8:40 to go here before the half. And again, de Blasi lined up for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and that's another PAT by de Blasi. 4 for 4 today. That's going to make, again, our score 28-6 with just under 9 minutes left here in the second quarter on WZAA.
They call us low power, but high impact.
I call it the ZA.
The ZA, yes.
Of course, also, we're streaming live today on Campus Nation as well. And don't forget to check out our other game also going on. We have the Mount Union and
John Carroll
game going on up in Cleveland today.
I didn't get Mount Union the last time, so you filled in for there.
There we go. So I had to mess up JCU. You know, for some reason I wanted to say Ohio Dominican, and I knew that wasn't right, so I wasn't going to say it. So, yes, John Carroll coming to you live from Cleveland today, where we've had reports of some snowflakes on the ground.
I have heard that.
Yeah. No such reports in this part of Ohio.
No, it's a balmy 75 here, at least inside the press box.
Inside this heated room, it is. That's correct. All right, so de Blasi set to kick off here for the ASA College Avengers. And again, back deep, you've got number 84, Dennis Smith, and number 3, Javon Wilson. De Blasi set. There's the kick. Going to be fielded by number 84.
Ooh, quick.
Yeah, and short return brings it up to about the 26, where Dennis Smith is chopped down. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Hawks from their own, let's call it the 26.5-yard line.
All right, official top of the hour ID.
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
And of course, that is my the throaty voice of my partner, Mike McMeans, partner in WZAA, or the ZA, as you say.
And I just assumed that was Rick with a cold. All right, so again, Hocking's going to take over here. You got a 3-receiver set with the running back to the left, single receiver to the right, pistol formation. Mikhail Clark drops back, and again, number 9, Greenhow, isolated again, and again, 7 with a nice play there, number 7,
Did
see
he
if I can get
did
the
he
name
actually
on that
knock
guy.
it away, or did number 2 actually knock it away? It almost looked like that the number 2 became, or is it number 2 or 9?
9. Yeah,
Number
no,
9 became a defensive player.
I don't know. I think that might have been 7 Jeremy Webb there. He's done a nice job. He's been manned up on Greenhow all day, and that's been a nice matchup to watch. Those two have been battling all day, and it's kind of gone back and forth. But I would have to say, other than the touchdown, Webb has had the better of the matchup thus far. All right, so again, you've got 3 receivers to the left side, solo receiver down to the bottom, Greenhow again, back offset to the right. Mikhail Clark calls for the ball. Give to number 21. Number 21, that's Antoine Allen. And Antoine Allen with a nice little pickup up to, let's call it the 34-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd and we'll call it 4. So let's see if the Hawks can convert one here, try to get a drive together here, and try to eat a little clock here in the second quarter. Now you've got a true trips formation, 3 wide to the left, solo receiver to the right. And again, quick little throw out to, I want to say that's number 81, Kayvon Gardner. And let's see where they spotted Gardner. Yeah, he's only going to pick up about 2 yards there, so that's going to make it 4th, and we'll call it 4. So, and they look to the sideline, and here they come. So they are going to go ahead and punt it away.
Didn't fool anybody.
No, kind of waited long enough, so made you think they might, but no, they come back with number 33, Reggie Remy, and Reggie, after kind of a rough start, Reggie's had some nice kicks here. Let's see if he can get another good one off. And not a very good kick there. Short kick, so number 87, Angel Suarez, just kind of gets away from it and lets it go. So with 6:50 to go here in the first half, 28-6 ASA College. Again, just under 7 minutes to go here before the half. ASA taking over.
It's almost nacho time. They have some good nachos here.
They do.
I'll have to get us each one. And they have the, what do they call them? I guess loaded nachos or something? Anyway,
no, I saw the sign. They have a different version of the traveling taco. I believe they call it the walking taco.
The walking taco.
Something like that. Yeah. Some kind of traveling concoction. So, anyway, we've got ASA coming out here. You've got, looks like 2-by-2 formation here with... Oh, check that. You got 2 to the left, 1 to the right with a tight end to the right. Running back is now going to be offset to his right. And quick throw to number 18. And number 18, that is, check my stats here, Jakai Gill. Sorry, Jakai with a nice little pickup there. Okay, so it's going to bring 2nd and 6 here. Now you've got basically the same formation but flipped. You've got 2 receivers to the right now, 1 and tight end to the left. All right, this time the give to 35, Alex Brink. And not a whole lot there. Brink's going to pick up about 2. That's going to bring up a 3rd, and we'll call it 4 for the ASA Avengers. All right, trips to the right, solo receiver to the left, back offset to the right, play action fake, and really just a slant to Morgan, and Morgan, it's going to be good enough for a first down. Morgan never actually brought down, but forward progress stopped and play blown dead there. But again, good enough for a first down. So ASA on the march here. 1st and 10, just inside the Hocking 50, just inside the Hocking side of the field. You got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Play action fake and
penalty.
Yeah, another penalty here. We'll see what the call is.
So what do we think? Some interference?
I'm guessing defensive holding is going to be my guess, but we shall see. No preliminary indication here. Referee's deciding. Here we go.
Now, wait a minute. When he touches his shoulder?
And I want to say that is either illegal touching or illegal participation.
Illegal participation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of vague. Illegal participation.
Well, that could be too many guys. It could be, well, I don't take that back. I don't think that's what that is. I'm going to have to brush up on my NCAA rule book, but either way, an obscure call there is going to cost ASA
5 yards?
Yep. So ASA's going to be backed up. It's going to be second and about 18. We'll call it 17. Okay, trips to the left, one receiver to the right. All right, and give up the middle to Brink. Brink's going to pick up about 5, going to get it back almost to the original line of scrimmage. In fact, with the spot, he is going to be at the original line of scrimmage, so let's make it 3rd and 10. Okay, Brink's going to come off the field, and now we're going to go 5 wide here, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Alfonso Howard all by himself in the backfield. Hocking brings the pressure, but they don't get to him. Howard tucks it, takes it up the field.
Good run.
Picks up a first down. That was a nice run. So Howard, again, feels a little pressure, steps up, and is able to convert that into a nice first down. So turns a 3rd and 10 into 1st and 10 here. With inside 4.5 minutes now to go in the first half. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32. And now you've got number 25, Dante Thomas-Williams, checking back into the game. Again, you've got 2 receivers to the left, tight end, and 1 to the right. Thomas-Williams offset to the left. Howard again pressured. This time he's going to throw down the field to number 15. Roland Foye, and again, Foye brought down just at the 1 yard line. So, again, ASA on the march. Looking like they're threatening to punch another one in here before the half.
Seems like most of their big plays have been with passes. Their running game hasn't been as successful as their passing game against Hocking.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, Rick. In fact, I would say that they haven't had a lot of big gains, but they also haven't had a lot of negative runs either. Yeah. Now, we've got an interesting formation here. Look at this. You've got 9 guys inside the box.
Quarterback just walked it in.
And, yeah, I mean, really, that's... a
lot of diversion there.
Yeah, very, very simple concept there. Put everybody inside and let the quarterback run it outside where they ain't. And that's exactly what they did. And so that is a touchdown there by, Alfonso Howard. Stretches the lead out now, 34-6, pending this PAT. And de Blasi
5 for 5.
Knocks it through, 5 for 5. So again, under 4 minutes to go in the half. Your ASA Avengers lead the Hocking Hawks 35-6.
Well, once again, I think that it's sort of gone the way we would have expected it to go by their records. Maybe wasn't quite expecting this type of lead just this first half, but it seems like ASA has had pretty much their way when it comes to the game so far today.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Rick. ASA comes in here with a very strong offensive background. And again, the Hocking, we talked about, Hocking has scored points. Where they've struggled has been in keeping the other team from scoring. So I think you're right. We thought we might see a little more of an even, matchup score-wise. But again, Hocking just hasn't been able to keep up their production to match ASA's.
Right.
So again, ASA set the kickoff here. Again, Alessandro de Blasi with another kickoff coming here. And again, deep for the Hawks, you've got Dennis Smith and Javon Wilson. And Wilson set to, de Blasi set to kick to Wilson. And Smith. And this one's going to be fielded by Dennis Smith. Oh, and Smith brings it up to about the 22, where he's going to be brought down by 33, Sean Day Andrade.
In the second quarter, Muskegum 27, Wilmington College 7. Not exactly the way I thought that was going to go. I thought Wilmington might be knocking off Muskegum the way they've been playing, but at this point, through the second half, it has not panned out that way.
I'll never underestimate that magenta line. Or so I've been told. All right, so 1st and 10 here. You got Hocking coming out with a 2-back formation, both backs on both sides of Mikhail Clark here. And Mikhail Clark going to give to number 21, Antonio Allen, on a lead play around the left side. But again, ASA all over that, snuffs that out for a loss of 4. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 14 here with just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. All right, so looks like we're going to end up with, trying to get the players set here. Looks like Mikhail Clark's getting the call. We're going to have Twins to the bottom of the screen. And we're going to have, looks like we're going to stick with, now we're going to have 1 running back, 1 H-back, both on the left side, and 1 receiver to the left. Mikhail Clark with the signal. There's the ball. Another give to Allen. Fake to Allen around the right side. And this time, Mikhail Clark's going to keep it. But Asa not fooled, and he's going to be stopped for about a 1-yard gain. So that's going to make it 3rd, and we'll call it 12. Just about 2 minutes to go now here in the half. And again, Hocking on the line, looking for the call. And not surprising, we're going to have Greenhow isolated at the bottom. Again, 2 backs in the formation. Twins look, 2 receivers to the left. Mikhail Clark gives a signal. There's a snap, drop back.
Whoa.
And did he hold on to it? No, he didn't. I'll tell you. Nice play there intended for number 8, Preston Smith. And, again, Preston looked like he had the ball on him, but just couldn't hang on to it. So that's going to bring up 4th and 12, and that's going to bring in another Reggie Remy kick. All right, so Remy set the kick here. Little pressure. Remy gets it away, fielded at the 50.
Whoa.
And, nice job by coverage there.
Well, he didn't fair catch it. So
no, he didn't.
He was fair
went
game
for it, and I'll tell you, number 99, Carry On Somerville, nice job with the coverage there for Hocking.
35-6. The ASA Avengers over the Hocking Hawks. It's been basically all ASA thus far in this first half of play. We've got 1:30 left before we break for the half.
Yep, so again, just inside 2 minutes here. ASA going to take over here. 35-8. And again, ASA, see if they can get another one here. We've got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Alfonso Howard. And I'll tell you, number 18.
Wow.
Jackie Gill come all the way across the formation there for a nice reception. And again.
Out at about the 8?
Yeah, so we're going to have 1st and goal inside the 8. And ASA showing no signs of just wanting to coast into halftime with a lead.
With 8:54 remaining in the second quarter, the John Carroll Blue Streaks trailing the Mount Union Purple Raiders 13-0.
All right, so 5 wide again, and Howard draws them off sides, it looks like. So we could have a
half the distance to the goal
have
line.
a little 4-yard penalty here. So, and it looks like, his offensive line like to see that, congratulating each other on not jumping. So, that's a nice job, guys. We're going to have 1st and goal from the 4, And again, neat to see those guys working as a unit. We got 5 wide here, 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Again, Alfonso Howard going to be the lone back as the quarterback. And it looks like Hocking's manned across the way, all 5 guys. Okay, now we have jet motion, number 18 coming across.
Nice play.
Yeah, and number 3, Howard, just keeps it and runs it right at the middle for a touchdown. So
Very
1:10 to
smooth.
go. Yes, it was. Yeah, Alfonso Howard looked very smooth there for sure. So that pushes the lead now to 41-6 with the PAT still to come. All right, DeBlasi set to kick here. And there's the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's good. So DeBlasi, and we've got looks
Penalty
like a little,
flags.
yeah, we've got some jawing back and forth, little pushing and shoving, and yeah, we don't want to see that here, especially with a whole half to go. Got 42-6, and again, I'm sure there's some frustrations coming through on the Hocking side of the field right now, and
Something may have been said.
yeah, sometimes in the heat of battle, those things tend to happen. And again, you're defending your home turf here. Last game of the season, you don't want to be beaten like this. And
That's as many hankies as I've seen on the field at one time, all 4.
yeah, and when you see that many at that close a range, you think that they probably knew that was coming. That it's probably been something leading up to this. So.
Right. They've heard a little bit of the jawing going
Right.
on.
All right, so again, 42-6 here with just over a minute to go in the half, and again, ASA has come in and shown why they're the
Number
they're the
17.
17 team in the country. That's right.
Yeah, they have looked impressive. So you're going to want me to get you one of those nachos?
That'd be fine, Rick.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
you talked me into it.
Well, you're going down like for an interview or something.
I
at
am,
half,
yes.
So,
Yes, I am.
So,
So we'll have to-
I'll get the food.
I have to take a station break here.
Oh, yeah. Since the band will not be out to play, you'll just see the flies on the windows.
That's right. All right, so again, 1:10 to go here, and DeBlasi set to kick off. Again, you've got 84 Dennis Smith and number 2 Javon Wilson deep for the Hawks of Hocking. And it looks like,
The penalty is being assessed.
yeah, it was going to be assessed here on the kick, and it looks like it's against Hocking. So, yeah, you're going to have DeBlasi actually line the ball up right at the 50-yard line.
Now, wait a minute. That what would that? So normally they are kicking off at the
35, so yeah,
So
15-yard
15-yard
penalty. So,
major penalty.
yeah,
Assessed.
and a lot of times in that situation you'll see offsetting, but
Right.
apparently Hocking was found to be at fault there. So DeBlasi going to kick off here from the 50, and he puts it into the end zone, and Wilson's going to run it out.
Oh,
Yeah, probably a bad decision because he only gets back out to the 6. So, Hawking's going to be looking at a long field here to go here to end the first half. All right, so again, 1st and 10 from the 6 for the Hocking Hawks here. Just over a minute to go here in the first half. And it looks like we're going to have 2 receiver twins look to the right, single receiver to the left. And have an H-back right behind the right side of the line, pistol formation.
not much.
Not much there. Going to give a short little handoff to number 2, Javon Wilson, and there's just not much there. All right, so again, clock running here. Doesn't seem like either team is in too big a hurry to keep this half from ending.
No, I think Hocking, and we saw this in the last game against Lewisburg, they may be going in to regroup, and they may come out firing.
Yeah, and in fact, you're exactly right. They had some nice adjustments in that game. And here we go. Wilson busts one up the middle. All right, let's see if Hocking maybe takes a timeout here. All the way back up to about the 26-yard line. And clock stopped for the first down.
They're ready.
They're on the ball like we talked about, and now they're winding the clock. It's running. Let's see if they do anything to stop it. They don't. So just over 10 seconds here. Snap the ball with about 11 seconds, and there's a penalty flag. Clark throws down the field, intended for number 9, Greenhow.
No good.
And again, not there. So, again, another good matchup there by Greenhow and Jeremy Webb. Those two have been battling all day.
Time enough for maybe one more play.
And the call's going to be offsides against ASA, so going to get a few more yards here for the Hawks.
So if they're going to attempt anything, it's going to have to be one long pass down the field, I would imagine, unless they try some sneaky thing on the ground.
Yeah, there's not really time for two plays here, so you're right. One of something here, and that'll be the half. All right, so again, you've got two receivers to the left, one to the right, and H-back to the left, running back in a pistol. Shotgun snap.
Tripped
and
up.
Clark gets tripped, and they're just going to let the time expire. So that'll bring the first half to an end with your score, the ASA Avengers 42, the Hocking College Hawks 6.
So we will take a break. We're going to go for some food and whatever else. We will see you back on the other side.
Yeah, they can.
I didn't think they were going to be in the next door, but it sounded like they were right next door.
His halftime snacks if you guys want them.
All right. Can we return these to you?
Yes.
Okay, because we're going to take a break and then we'll be back.
And with a winning season. Hocking this year averaging 31.6 points per game. They average just under 400 yards per game, 145 on the ground, 253 in the air. ASA averages about 40 points a game, averaging almost 450 yards a game, 162 on the ground, and 286 through the air. Again, that should make for quite an exciting day today. Defensively, Hocking is giving up almost 32 points a game. Check that, 36 points a game, about 350 on the total yards, 150 on the ground, almost 200 passing. ASA giving up just under 11 points this season, 179 yards a game, 50 on the ground, and 129 through the air. So again, could be a game of stingy defenses, or we could see a lot of scoring today. ASA has scored a lot of points this season, but the last two games they've played tougher defensive opponents and only managed 10 points in each of their last two contests. So, hard to judge what we're going to see today. We've had two programs that have shown a lot of offensive prowess at times, but also shown a propensity to struggle on offense at times. So, again, I'm joined by our color commentator Rick Phillips today. Rick, anything you'd like to add going into the matchup today?
I would say that because this is my third trip here for Hocking, and I would say just looking at the team, they are an offensive team far better than their defense. Mm-hmm. So I would, at this point, if you look at the fact that they're not really the strongest at defense.
And with a winning season. Hocking this year averaging 31.6 points per game. They average just under 400 yards per game, 145 on the ground, 253 in the air. ASA averages about 40 points a game, averaging almost 450 yards a game, 162 on the ground and 286 through the air. Again, that should, make for quite an exciting day today. Defensively, Hocking is giving up almost 32 points a game. Check that, 36 points a game, about 350 on the total yards, 150 on the ground, almost 200 passing. ASA giving up just under 11 points this season, 179 yards a game, 50 on the ground, and 129 through the air. So again, could be a game of stingy defenses, or we could see a lot of scoring today. ASA has scored a lot of points this season, but the last two games they've played tougher defensive opponents and only managed 10 points in each of their last two contests. So, again, hard to judge what we're going to see today. We've had two programs that have shown a lot of offensive prowess at times, but also shown a propensity to struggle on offense at times. So, again, I'm joined by our color commentator, Rick Phillips, today. Rick, anything you'd like to add going into the matchup today?
I would say that because this is my third trip here for Hocking, and I would say just looking at the team, they are an offensive team far better than their defense. Mm-hmm. So I would, at this point, if you look at the fact that they're not really the strongest at defense, ASA may have the ability to score some points on them again. They may get back in that beyond the 10-point range as far as scoring. Hocking, even the last game that we did, and you were here for that game, they did manage to at times come back, so they can put points on the board very quickly. We'll just have to see which team shows up as far as defense today for Hocking, because if they can present a strong defense, then they can be in this game, and if not, it'll be much like the last game, which ended up, I'm not going to say a blowout, but certainly it was lopsided.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rick. And again, the last game you're referring to was when Hocking had Lewisburg College visit. And again, Lewisburg, similar in rankings to ASA. I think at that time Lewisburg was 17th or 18th in the country, just like ASA is right now. And again, both teams that have shown offensive power this year. So I think that's a good analogy. You're right that, looking at those two programs as far as, how they match up with Hocking, I think you're exactly right that, we could be in line for an offensive explosion here.
Yeah. Even though this is obviously college football day, we want to congratulate the Clinton Massey Falcons last night with their win over the Valley View Spartans. 28-20 was that final score. It was back and forth, and Massey did prevail. And also want to congratulate the Boston, Nelsonville York team. The Buckeyes are still in the playoffs as well, and they will be playing this, I guess, next Friday. Mm-hmm. And we are at their home field as far as this is the high school football field that Hocking plays on. And very interesting. They're the Buckeyes. They've got the New York Yankees logo at center field there, or in the 50-yard line. And but they have had a storied football background as far as their teams, and won a couple state championships, and many of their titles actually toasty in here.
I'll take it.
Halftime practice.
What's that?
The ASA kicker. Nope. That would have been a 50-yarder, right? All right, we're at halftime, and we've got some stats from the first half of play. Of course, our score right now is ASA 42 and the Hocking Hawks 6. But total offense, ASA 367 yards, the Hocking Hawks 92. There were 37 plays by ASA to the 30 for Hocking. Average yards per play, 9.9 yards for ASA and 3.1 for Hocking. 222 yards passing, 55 yards for Hocking. Completions and attempts, 9 for 16 for ASA, 5 out of 14 for Hocking. Yards per pass, 24.7 to 11 for Hocking. And there were 145 yards rushing for ASA, 37 for Hocking. Rushing attempts 21 for Hocking 16. Yards per rush, ASA had 6.9 to Hocking's 2.3. Receiving yards 222 for ASA to 55, as we said, from the passing. Receiving completions 9 for ASA, 5 for Hocking. The yards per catch 24.7 to 11 for Hocking. Each team with some penalties. ASA 7 for 55 yards total, and Hocking 3 for 21 yards. No fumbles, no interceptions. The average attempts and distance for punting, 2 punts at 41 yards for ASA and 7 punts for 31 yards for Hocking as far as an average. Time of possession, as we would expect, you would think that ASA had it longer, but no, actually Hocking did. 11.9 versus 11.41 for Hocking. 18 first downs for ASA to 4 for Hocking. 9 rushing first downs and 8 passing first downs for ASA, and 2 for Hocking as far as rushing and 2 for passing. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Anything stand out when we go over those stats to you there, Chuck?
No, not really. I think the stats pretty much bear out the story of what this game has been. Again, Hocking is leading in time of possession, and that's about it. And that's
true.
Kind of been the story of this game. ASA has come in, and other than the first drive where Hocking drove right down the field in less than 2 minutes and kind of put a stamp on things to start this game, ASA has really shown their their authority in the rest of the game. Again, ASA with a 42-8 lead here. So as we close in on the halftime festivities here, give you a quick rundown of scores from the top 25 that are going on at the same time as us. Yesterday, Stanford did beat number 9 Washington. Right now, the 11th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes are leading 13th ranked Michigan State 45-3. Over in Pennsylvania, Penn State, the 16th ranked team, leads the Rutgers Scarlet Knights 35-6. And in Iowa City, the Iowa State Cyclones hold a short lead over the number 12 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys 28-24. Down in Central Florida, the number 14th ranked Central Florida leading Connecticut 34-17. Potential upset here, Georgia Tech right now in the beginning the fourth quarter leads Virginia Tech 21-16. And again, of course, we talked about some of those big games that have yet to kick off, particularly tonight with the TCU Oklahoma game and the Notre Dame Miami Florida game. Again, both kicking off at 8 o'clock tonight. So as we begin the second half here, you got our captains meeting at midfield, and I'm sure they're discussing some of the, not only the plans for the second half kickoff here, but also I'm sure the referees are reminding them that we don't want a repeat of the incident that happened at the end of the first half, where after Asa's last touchdown on the ensuing PAT, you had a little bit of pushing and shoving, and resulting in a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty for the Hocking Hawks. So, again, you want to, the referees, I'm sure, want to make sure that both teams are well aware that kind of thing is not going to be tolerated, and this kind of thing's going to be watched very closely here. So, Again, a game like this, 42-6 in the second half. There's a lot of football left to play, and again, could be a lot of potential ugly situations if it were to get out of control. So, again, I'm sure both teams want to avoid that here, and so here we go with the second half kickoff. You've got number 12, Dominic Farmer, kicking off, and deep for the Avengers, you've got number 1, Edward Morgan, again, wide receiver, and number 7, Jeremy Webb, one of their top cornerbacks. So, again, ball dribbles down to Webb. Webb picks it up on the left hash, reverses field, and takes it all the way across the field to the right, trying to break contain there on the right edge, and makes a nice gain, carries it over into Hawks territory, and that's where the Avengers are going to start the ball. 1st and 10 from the Hawks. Looks like about the 40, we'll call it the 40, and get the ball set here. Well, we'll call it right at the midfield stripe. So 1st and 10, Avengers from the 50-yard line. So Avengers come out with a 2 wide receiver set to the left, 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 back offset to the right, 1 behind him, and a pistol. The give is to number 29 around the right edge. Number 29 out to Reek Jones.
Nice little pickup.
Yes, it is. I haven't seen a lot of Jones yet today, so we'll see if maybe they start using him a little more in the second half. Again, primarily in the first half, we saw a lot of 35 Alex Brink and a little bit of number 25 Dante Thomas Williams. So, again, we'll see if maybe they give some other backs some work here in the second half. So, exact same formation here, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And, again, this time, give up the middle. And, again, it looks like it's Tariq Jones on the carry, right up the middle, with a nice little pickup. Going to make it 2nd and about, we'll call it 5. So, and again, same formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, running back behind. All right, and again, give again to Tariq Jones, and this time it's good enough for a first down. So, ASA picked up right where they left off here, chewing up yardage. Again, not a lot of big running plays, but again, 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, and those add up pretty quick to a big drive, and that's exactly what ASA has going on here.
In our other game on Campus Nation from Cleveland, Ohio, at the half, it is the Mount Union Purple Raiders 17 and the John Carroll Blue Streaks 7. Touchdown.
All right, touchdown right there. And again, number 5, Stone Labinowitz, entered the game at quarterback, and I'm not sure if he's been there this whole half, but with a nice throw right down the seam there, and touchdown, ASA Avengers.
Everything that they do is so smooth. It's like you don't even, there's nothing that's, out of luck or anything else. It's like it's all just a well-oiled machine.
Interrupt you, Rick, but we've got a strange formation here.
Going for 2? Got it.
And, our radio listeners aren't going to quite know. When they see the video, they'll know. But we had the 5 linemen to the left. We had the snapper and the quarterback.
Is there a penalty?
And 1 man in the middle of the field. And then you had a 1 or 2 split out to the right.
False start.
Yeah, and, again, sometimes when you run those strange formations, it's the little things that catch you up there, and that's exactly what they did. So, looks like they're going to run the same play here at the end. So, yeah, you've got 1 receiver split out to the right, but he's off the ball, which actually makes the center an eligible receiver here, and that's what they did last time. They just threw it to the center. Let's see if they do the same thing here. All right, and this time they throw back across to number 36, Alessandro De Blasi, the kicker, and De Blasi not able to haul that in. So, again, they go for 2, don't get it, so that pushes the score to 48-6 here with just under 14 minutes left in the third quarter.
So what do you think the thinking was on the part of ASA to go for 2 points? They already have now a 42-point lead. What was the reason to have a 44-point lead?
Well, there's a lot of possible situations. I'm going to go with the assumption that ASA wanted to have another kind of play for their
To
future
test.
opponents to look at on film.
And that's what we try to look at, is from the standpoint of is it a case where they're just testing things? It's sort of like kicking a field goal when you could score a touchdown. If you don't kick many field goals because your team is just that good, sometimes you have to do that, especially if you're thinking that eventually you're going to be in some kind of a playoff situation.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm sure a lot of fans and maybe even some
Coaches.
people on other coaches. I have to say I've been on the other side of that, and it doesn't feel good. But again, it doesn't always mean that it's done as a
Malicious.
as a way of disrespecting you or anything else. But
Right.
again, if you're on that Hocking sideline,
You may
sometimes
take it that way, and
it's hard to
especially since
swallow
we had
that.
some chippiness there earlier.
Yeah, that's right. And again, I'm going to assume that ASA is doing that out of the best intentions. So ASA set the kickoff here. De Blasi spots the ball up and approaches, and here's the kick. Not a bad kick. 84 fields it on the 10.
Whoa. Good coverage.
Yeah, and really nice coverage. 84 again. Dennis Smith gets the ball and returns it up to about the 10-yard line. So about the 20-yard line after fielding it on the 10. So about a 10-yard return. And that's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. All right, so again, the Hawks take the field here, and you've got, looks like it's going to be Greenwald isolated up to the top of the screen, single receiver, 2 down to the right, H-back to the right, back offset to the left. Mikhail Clark not under center, but lined up in the backfield, calls for the snap, gives to Wilson over the right edge, and again, really nothing there. A couple different ASA defenders in on the play. And big number 96, Curtis Carson, just cleans it up there. So Curtis Carson, big 6'2", 300-pounder out of Mobile, Alabama. So, again, like we talked about, ASA features kids from all over the country. And, again, there's an example. A kid coming from Mobile, Alabama up to New York City to play football. All right, so, again, that's going to make it 2nd and, we'll call it 10 there with really no loss on the play. So, 2nd and 10, you've got 3 receivers now to the right, 1 receiver to the left, back offset to the left. Mikhail Clark surveys the defense, calls out the signal, awaits the snap. There's the snap. Pressure right away.
Wow.
And he's dragged down, and that's number 11. Yeah, Marquise Bazemore, the linebacker, with a sack. So,
Well, he was in there quick.
yes, he was. Really no chance at all for anything to develop there for Hocking. And so that's going to bring up 3rd and about, we'll call it 3rd and 15 here. Again, the Hawks from about their own 15-yard line. Okay, 1 receiver to the bottom of the screen there to the right. 2 receivers to the left. H-back to the right. Pistol formation. Running back behind Mikhail Clark. That's Wilson, Javon Wilson behind him. Again, drop back, not much there. Mikhail Smith pumps, tucks it. Mikhail Clark, pumps it, tucks it, runs up the field. Gains about, we'll call it 2 yards. Going to bring up 4th and about 12. We'll say 11, 4th and 11 for the Hawks, but again, they're going to be forced to punt. Different punter this time for the Hawks. Number 17, Andrew Jordan, is going to give this one a shot. So we'll see if Andrew Jordan Chandler can do any better with a kick here. And a little more distance maybe than most of the punts we've seen today, but
Good
again,
coverage.
not much hang time, but decent coverage, that's right. And, 87, Abel Suarez is going to be stopped right there after a pickup of maybe 2 or 3 on the return. So that's where ASA will take over here 1st and 10 with just over 11 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Okay, so ASA takes the field, and again, you got the formation where you got receivers way outside the numbers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And again, just like we've seen a lot of times when they do that, they give up the middle. Not much there this time, though, for Tariq Jones. So, again, we'll call it no gain there. Maybe a gain of, well, we'll say 1.
Hawks
Be
fans
generous.
like that.
Yeah, that's right. There was really no running room there, and Tariq Jones gets swallowed up by big number 56 for the Hawks. And I believe that's Lee Price. All right, so again, similar play here this time, similar result. So
Someone's hurt. A couple people.
yeah, looks like we got Hocking defensive lineman down, and again, that may be 56 that we just saw. And also a defensive back down for the Hawks.
Right.
So multiple players down right now for Hocking.
Looks like he's favoring his left knee. Number 6.
Yeah, he is, and that is number 6, Kari Golden. And Kari had 2 interceptions last week up at Alderson Broaddus for the Hawks, so he'd be a big loss for the defensive backfield if he is out.
Well, he is coming off the field, and he's coming off the field under his own. Now, I don't know who's actually down on the ground, but he looks like he's starting to get up, so
Yeah, and it
he's
looks
holding
like,
a shoulder, it looks like. It also looks like his shoulder has been taped, or there's something under there.
Yeah, that could be an aggravation of a previous injury for sure.
Right.
All right, so again, that is 56, and again, I'm just working under the assumption that may be Lee Price, but we're not sure. So again, ASA comes back on the field. You've got 3 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right, so empty backfield here for Labinowitz. Again, nice throw down the field.
Oh, nice throw.
Yeah, number 10. Again, that's Andre Ridley, and Ridley with a couple nice catches today. Hauls it in inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from, looks like about the 6.
These passing plays have been very fluid, very, just so smooth. It's just.
Yeah, you're right. It seemed like the first half, Alfonso Howard led them on basically under their run attack with a couple nice throws, but since the second half with Stone Labinowitz, the passing game has really seemed to blossom here, even though we're less than 5 minutes in. And,
Movement.
unfortunately, yeah, you've got big number
Right guard.
70. Yep, big number 70. That is, let me check my roster here. Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have a 70 listed on our roster. But, yeah, I got a little bit of an early start there, and I'll tell you.
Which would be what you would expect for somebody that is second string that's getting into the game. And I don't know how often these guys get in the game, but the last week, the 2 games with 10 points, they probably had to keep the first string in the whole time.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, Rick. But so here we got a run over the right side. And
That was Gilbert.
11, Lamine Gilbert on the tackle for the Hawks. And it looks like that was Tariq Jones, 29, there on the run. So again, 2 receivers to the left, tied into the left, Play action pass there. Labinowitz rolls out to the right and
Touchdown.
finds an open receiver.
That was a great play.
Yeah, and that was number 45, Omar Grant, the tight end. So again, Omar comes from the left and drags all the way across the back end line, and where Stone Labinowitz is able to roll out and hit him coming across the back edge. So that's going to push it to 54 to 6, excuse me. And again, we've got DeBlasi back for the PAT. So.
Not trying 2 points this time.
No, and again, like I said, I mean, we're going to assume that they were doing that to show, put that on film for someone down the line to worry about. So DeBlasi nails that through, so we're going to have 55 to 6 here with 9:24 to go in the third quarter. So again, Hocking set to receive the kickoff here.
And we'll do a quick top of the hour station ID.
106.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
55-6 at Boston Field here in Nelsonville.
All right, so again, Dennis Smith and Javon Wilson back to receive for the Hawks. DeBlasi to kick off for ASA College. All right, ball signal ready for play. DeBlasi approaches, kicks. Fielded at about the 15-yard line, taken down the right sideline, where number 84, Dennis Smith, is slung out of bounds there at about the 28-yard line. That's where the Hawks will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 28.
Well, I checked out the pizza van, and there's no pizza in it. I think it probably is only used like maybe during high school football games or something.
Now, Rick, I feel bad for you.
Huh.
You just have to make it through on the marching tacos.
Well, it's not bad. That marching taco's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, so we've got an inverted bone formation. You're out of the shotgun. Three running backs in the backfield for Hocking. And you got a reverse here and a flip back to the quarterback. And he got hit as he threw, and that's going to fall incomplete. So, kind of a fun little razzle-dazzle play, but, ASA did not seem to be fooled by that. They seemed to have everybody covered. So, kind of a fun concept, but again, nothing that paid off there for the Hawks. So let's see if they stick with that inverted bone formation. Now, the last time we saw them, they went to that in the second half and had some success. And it looks like they won't do it on this down. It's going to be 2-by-2, 2 wide receivers on each side of the field. And Wilson in a pistol formation behind Clark. Clark gets the snap, drops back.
Oh.
And he's going to be sacked, dragged down by number 2, Kendrick Gladney. Again, Gladney in the backfield in a hurry. I'm not sure he got a hand on him there. That's going to bring him 3rd and about 16 from the 28-yard line. So, again, Hawks to the line, looking for the sideline for the formation and the call. They get it. We're going to get 3 receivers to the left, 1 at the bottom to the right, back offset to the right. Clark surveys the line, looks at the coverage, calls for the ball. There's the snap. Clark rolling to his right, tucks it, runs.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. And again, everybody covered downfield, just nothing there. He's run out of bounds at about the original line of scrimmage. That's going to make it 4th and about 10. And, of course, the Hawks will punt it away here, 4th and 10 from their own 29-yard line. So, again, just under 8.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. ASA looking to field the punt and get back in business here. Looks like 87, Angel Suarez, back to receive. All right, a little better punt. Suarez calls for the fair catch, but won't get there. The ball bounces, takes a ASA roll, and it's going to end up at about the ASA 48-yard line. So with 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter, ASA 55, Hocking College 6. ASA will take over 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. All right, ASA onto the field here.
What was that Ohio State score that where they?
They were up big. I'm going to have to go back and look at it, Rick. We had 48-3 Buckeyes.
Wow.
Okay, so Labinowitz with a play-action pass. Again, thrown, number 25, Tilio Holt on the coverage, just about picked it off, but looks like he might have stepped out of bounds there. But, again, nice play action fake, but not fooled on the coverage was Holt. And so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Avengers.
Big number 61 for ASA. He was down for a few minutes there trying to collect himself, but he's back up, and he looks like he's unscathed.
Yeah, kind of kicking his legs around a little bit, maybe just trying to get loose.
Don't have to worry about cramps.
Not today. Not today, that's right. I'll tell you, there's a lot of incidental contact down there, getting kicked in the ankle and the leg and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you got 2nd and 10. You got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Screen out to the right, and again, that's number 1.
First down.
Edward Morgan with a first down, so going to bring another first down for the Avengers. First down from the Hawks' 40-yard line. Okay, trips to the right, 1 back to the left. Pistol in the backfield. Lebenowitz looks to the sideline, changes the play. Slant to number 15, caught for a first down. So again, Lebenowitz to number 15, Roland Foyer.
They're rolling
for
again.
A first down, they are. And I'm not sure. It looked like the Hawks had too many players on the field, but I don't think they
No flag.
no flag, so maybe not. All right, so
Pick up of almost 5.
yeah, pick up a 5 yards there. You got trips to the right again. Give to the left side, number 29. Again, out to Tariq Jones with a carry over to the left side for no gains. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And let's see here if we get the same formation. Looks like we're going to have that again. 3 receivers to the right. 1 receiver to the left. See where Jones lines up. Jones lines up on Lebenowitz's right. There's the snap. And
No penalty?
we're gonna have a flag.
Yeah, penalty.
Here.
I was going to say. He was on his back.
Yeah, thrown a little bit behind Andre Ridley, but you're right. I think Ridley was wearing the DB as a coat there, and that's going to be a pass interference call on Hocking. And so, defensive holding the call. And again, that's going to be a first down for the Avengers. That's going to make it, see where they spot it, 1st and 10 from about the 14-yard line. So the Avengers can get a first down without scoring here. You got 2-by-1 formation, and again, nice little give up the middle to Tariq Jones, and Jones goes in untouched for the touchdown. So that pushes it to 61-6 with 6:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And again, it looks like they're going to bring in de Blasi to attempt a PAT, try to push it to 62-6. Good snap, good hold, good kick. So it's going to push it to 62-6. 6:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if Hocking can come out and respond here. Get a nice drive and a couple first downs.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him actually put a nice drive together, put some points on the board. Really, let's see, when did was it the 1st quarter when they scored their 6? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the very first possession of the game.
So there's actually been nothing since that first possession.
Right. I'm sure to some people here it feels even longer. So again, we're going to have 84 Dennis Smith and number 2 Javon Wilson back to receive for the Hawks. And I'm assuming, looks like we're going to have 36 DeBlasi to kick off. Yep. For ASA. And so DeBlasi gets the ball, sets it. All right, DeBlasi signals the ball ready for play. There's the kick. It's to Wilson, fields it on the 15, and steps out at about the 30.
Penalty.
Yeah, I think you may get a late
ASA.
hit there out of bounds.
I don't know. I think ASA's probably, it looked like maybe he was jawing with someone. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait to see.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, my perspective, and I could be wrong, but I thought that, he kind of ran into him out of bounds. It wasn't really a hit, but they did run into each other, and I think you're right. That may have precipitated some talking there and back and forth, and so, yeah, it's what it gets leads was a personal foul against Hocking.
So they start off deeper into their territory.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if there's one thing Hocking doesn't need, it's to be backed up, and that's
Exactly.
exactly what they get here. So that's going to put Hocking back inside their own 20 at about their 16. And so we've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation in the backfield. Clark calls for the ball. Fakes the screen. Runs down the field. Throws intended for number 84, Dennis Smith, but overthrown. Incomplete, so that's going to make it 2nd and 10.
We can hear the ASA coaches, and sometimes they're actually funny.
Yep, every now and then you can hear that. And
Sounds like they're anxious to get back to New York.
I can't say I blame them. All right, so, and I'll tell you, Clark with a throw intended for number 9. Again, that's Greenwald, and it just falls incomplete. Right, bounces off his hands. So, Greenhow, excuse me. I hope I've been calling the wrong name all game. Kevin Greenhow. All right, so again, you've got 3rd and 10 here. 5:35 to go here in the third quarter. 62-6 your score. All right, you got twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right, H-back to the left, pistol formation in the backfield. There's the snap. Clark. All right, to Greenhouse, complete. So, first down, Hawks.
Good play.
Yep, nice play. Greenhouse kind of ran a stop route there, or maybe he just read that Clark was under some pressure, but either way.
Got some breathing room.
Yeah,
now.
they hook up and get a nice little pickup, so that's going to make it 1st and 10. Now you're going to have 2x2, twins on each side. Back offset to the right. Clark calls the signals. Jet motion. And the give to Dennis Smith. Smith hitting the backfield, spins out of it.
Nice little spin.
Gets upfield, yeah, picks up a gain. Going to be real close to another Hawks first down.
Just short, I believe.
Okay, so that's going to make it 2nd and inches here. And, the playbook wide open right here for Hocking. Let's see what they decide to do here with 2nd and inches. Clark looks to the sideline. We're going to have 2 receivers to the left with an H-back to the left. Greenhouse isolated down, single receiver to the right, backfield in the pistol. Motion again. Smith with the motion. Again,
Nice play.
middle jailbreak screen to number 2, Javon Wilson. up the field for a nice little pickup. So that's going to be another first down for the Hawks.
Hawks are moving the ball.
All right, 1st and 10 from the ASA 44-yard line. Okay, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end to the left. Back set up in the pistol behind Clark. Clark gets the ball, drops back, directs the traffic. Okay, and kind of skies one there. Yeah.
He was asking for one.
So again, they isolate Greenhouse, throw it his way, and just throw it over his head there that time. But again, another nice concept, good attempt to get him the ball, but just needs to get that ball down a little bit and give him a chance where he can actually make a play on it. You know what? I'm sorry, that wasn't Greenhouse. That was number 8, Preston Smith. So this half, they're starting to isolate Preston Smith a little bit. They were Greenhouse in the first half. Again, 2-by-1, Preston Smith all by himself at the top of the screen.
There was a penalty. I think it was encroachment.
It's going to be false start offense, because
it could have been movement.
They stopped it right away, so that's usually on the offense, and it is false start on the Hawks. So just when it seemed like the Hawks had things going their way, they, the old proverbial shoot themselves in the foot there. That's going to make it 2nd and about 15 here with, it should be 2nd and 15 after that first down incomplete. 2nd and 15 with just inside 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. All right, so again, we're going to have one receiver by himself to the top on the left side with 2 to the right. And solo back behind Clark in the backfield. Okay, motion by 84 Dennis Smith.
Nice.
Yeah, that was nice. So again, they kind of clear out with some of the motion there. And that leaves number 81, the tight end Kevin Gardner, wide open up the middle. And Gardner has a nice little pickup there. So that's going to make it close to another first down for the Hawks. Going to bring up third and let's call it a long one there. All right, so the Hawks now trips to the left, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back in a pistol formation behind the quarterback. Mikhail Clark calls the signals, calls for the ball, the snap, the drop back, pressure up the middle, and he just can't get away. Big number 79. Let me get a name on 79. That was a nice play. Yeah, that was Jamek Murphy with a sack. So that's going to back Hocking up a little bit here. It's going to make it 4th and about 9. From their own, from the SAS 44-yard line. And it looks like the Hawks are going to go here.
Yeah, you should.
All right, so you're going to have 2-by-2 here. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Javon Wilson back behind Mikhail Clark in the backfield in the shotgun. Pistol formation. There's the snap. Yeah, and thrown in the direction of the left side there, but number 27
was right there
from ASA. Yeah, with a really nice play by Paul Sanchez to break that up. So that's going to break the streak there of first downs by Hocking. And it's going to be 1st and 10 ASA with 2:19 to go here in the third quarter. All right, so ASA's offense comes onto the field, and we're going to have a 2-by-2 formation. Again, wide receivers split extremely wide outside the numbers. Pistol formation in the backfield. Fake to number 37. Back in with number 3, Alfonso Howard. Howard fakes and then keeps it around the right edge. Picks up around, we'll call it 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the ASA Avengers. And you know what it looks like where they marked that? They're going to mark that for no gain.
Right,
So
no gain.
let's call it 2nd and 10 then. All right, so you got, a little different formation here this time. Still 2x2, but the splits aren't quite as wide. Jet motion to the left. Fake give to number 87. Okay, again, Alfonso Howard with the keeper up the middle. A little more yardage this time. We'll call it a gain of, we'll call it 6. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Avengers here. And 37, that's Christian Flowers. I think that might be one of the first times we've seen him in today's game. Okay, so now we've got 5 wide, 3x2. Bad snap. Howard catches it.
Works to his advantage.
Yes, he did. And again, we're going to have a flag here, depending on the call, but that's a pretty easy first down right there for Alfonso Howard. Let's see what the call is.
Looks like it's on ASA.
A personal foul face mask on ASA, so that's going to back them way up here.
That's kind of unusual to get a face mask call at that with that type of play on the offense.
Yeah, it really is. I'll tell you, Rick, you might see a hands of the face or something in that situation, but I mean, by the indication and being a personal foul, that's a pretty egregious face mask.
Right.
We just didn't see it. Of course, that doesn't mean it didn't happen, but we missed it from this angle in the booth. So what we're going to bring up here is third. That's going to make it 3rd, and they have yet to move the box on the field, but I'm going to say 3rd and about 12 maybe, or
they've got 3rd and 14 on the board, but I don't know that that's.
Yeah, they're still marking it off though.
Trying to figure out where they're going to place the ball.
Figuring out where the. And that may be a little better than we thought. So
yeah,
it's going to be more like 3rd and 9 now. So 3rd and 9 from the ASA 44-yard line.
Probably be the last play of this quarter.
Very well could be. Snap to Howard. Howard looks down the field. He's got a man wide open right in the middle of the field. That's number 18.
Still on his feet.
Jacques Gill. And Gill with a nice run after the catch. Takes it all the way down to the Hawk 15-yard line. So just under 15 seconds here. Let's see if they just let it run here in the quarter, which I imagine they probably will. But again, 1st and 10 Avengers from the Hawks 15.
There you go.
And so that will be the end of the quarter.
This is a very entertaining place in the press box.
Oh, it can be at times. So that's going to make the score of 62-6 with 15 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
So we'll have a word from our sponsor, and we will be back.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master's degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to IT and RN to BSN and more. Call today, 855-OCU-GRAD, or on the web at enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
All right. Big shout out to our sponsor, Ohio Christian University. And
yeah, we passed by there
I was just
coming
going to
here.
say that. Yeah, on a personal note, we drive right by the campus on our way here, and they have a beautiful campus
It
there.
is
in
nice.
the middle of
It's
some
very nice.
expansion, it looks like. And so good things going on out there in Circleville. So we got a 1st and 10 here. Again, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15. ASA looking to punch in another touchdown here to start the 4th quarter off. We've got 2x2 here with back set off to the left. Alfonso Howard in at quarterback. And run the read option. He's going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to gain a good solid 5 yards. So that's going to make it 2nd and 5 from the Hocking 10. All right, again, with a pretty common thing today, the team does not huddle. They just go to the line. And
I think we see that more and more in high school and college.
yeah, we're seeing it at all levels now. So got 2 by 2 here. Again, we got jet motion to the left. Fake on the jet give. Howard keeps it. Struggling, running. Just keeps his legs going. And, boy, incredible effort by that young man. Great leg drive.
That's right.
Just refused to go down. And he's going to pick up a few more yards, it looks like. Let's see what he ends up getting. I wouldn't be surprised if he got the first down or close to it, but apparently he didn't. Kind of hard to tell from this angle.
It
so
is.
very, very hard run, and it's only going to net him about 1.5 yards. But, boy, great individual effort there, not to lose yards.
He spun about 6 yards each time he spun around.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently he was spinning laterally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so ASA is going to take a timeout here. They want to talk about it. So with 13:48 to go here in the fourth quarter, we've got ASA College 62, the Hocking Hawks 6.
Take a ride on the Jeffersonville airplane. Follow the White Rabbit 106.9 FM, Jeffersonville.
All right. Rick, why don't we hear that station break more often?
She has a very pleasant voice,
Very
doesn't she?
pleasant. Yeah, I'd much rather listen to her than listen to all these gravelly throat men you've been playing all day. All right, so again, 13:48 to go here in the fourth. We've got ASA College out of New York on the, we'll say on about the, we'll call it the 8-yard line of Hocking College. ASA looking to punch it in here, extend their lead. And again, kind of been a tale of 2 different offenses here today. We've seen ASA put a lot of points on the board. Hocking struggled, scored on their first possession of the game, but ASA seems to have figured them out since then and really haven't had a lot of success moving the football. So ASA comes out of their timeout. They're going to head to the line of scrimmage here. And it looks like we're going to have 2 receivers to the right. 1 receiver split to the left. Back to the right of quarterback Alfonso Howard in the shotgun. Tight end to the left. Howard calls for the pass, or the snap, excuse me. Rolls out to his right. Got a receiver wide open in the back of the end zone. And he just underthrew him a little bit. Number 83.
It was almost as though he was, and there's a penalty flag too. He was running to his right, and as he looked towards his left, he could see the man open, but he'd almost overrun the angle at which he could throw, and that's why he.
Yeah, and again, we hear that a lot in all levels of football. You know that it's hard to throw back across your body, and,
right?
And that's it. And I think you're right. I think 83 Joash Belzaire. Again, I apologize for mispronouncing that name, but he. Broke back the other way, and they just couldn't time it up. So,
penalty
again, a good effort on both men, but just couldn't time it up. And, yeah, we do have a penalty. We've also got a Hawk down on the sideline there, and I can't quite tell the number from this angle. But
number something 9.
We get a call. You get a view of the penalty. I don't know what it was.
I did not have any idea, and it was.
Looks like he's far enough. They're going to go ahead and run the play here. He's not very far off the field. All right, so we've got 3rd and goal. Or 3rd and, not goal, but again, 3rd and probably 20 from, well, let me regroup here. That was 3rd and about 20 from about the 25-yard line. And you had a pass there incomplete, so that's going to bring up 4th down. It looks like ASA is going to kick it here. So they're going to give de Blasi a chance to kick it here. Again, he's 5 for 7 on the year from field goals. His long of the year is 32, and this one's going to be about a 42-yarder, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if he can drill this home. Yeah, got a lot of it, but not quite enough. It's going to be just short. So Hocking is able to hold there, turn back ASA College. So with 13:11 to go here in the fourth, it remains 62-6, ASA Avengers. Hocking getting ready to take over on downs. All right, Hocking huddles on the sideline briefly. They break that. They head to the field, head to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like we're going to have trips to the left, twins to the right. No, excuse me, 2x2. Twins on both sides. Running back offset to the right. And bad mesh point there on the exchange. Handoff to number, I'm not sure, it looked like 21.
Yeah, it looked like, but Hocking.
Was that Antoine Allen? But a bad mesh point. But it looks like they were able to recover the ball there. So Hocking recovers after a loss of about, we'll call it a long 3. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 here from the 21-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, back offset. New quarterback for Hocking, number 17.
Intercepted.
And he's going to throw an interception there. Number 4 with a pick. All right, number 4, Brian Campbell with the interception for ASA. And again, the new quarterback, that was 17, Blake Johnson. And, I'd say the way Blake threw that, it looked like he never saw him. He was just hanging out in his zone, and he just closed in on the ball. I don't think Blake ever saw him.
Yeah, and I don't know how often he actually gets into, to throw a pass, but it looked like at that point he was just sort of oblivious to the fact that there was a defender that was right there in between him and his receiver.
Right.
5 minutes left in the third quarter, and we've got a score of 24-21. Mount Union in the lead by a field goal.
All right, so ASA takes over. And it looks like it's going to be incomplete. Caught it, but out of bounds. So, again, number 3, Alfonso Howard rolls out to the right, and he finds number 84. 84, Corey Thomas, but again, Corey just couldn't quite catch it while he was still in bounds. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the ASA Avengers. ASA's got 2 receivers to the left, and it's like a tight end, 1 receiver to the right. 1 running back, and again, pass.
All the time in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, wide open.
Wow. And I'll tell you, just like you said, when you
No
have that
pressure.
much time.
No pressure.
Yeah, he just had to basically wait for Roland Foyer to run open, and that's exactly what he did.
That's what happened, yeah.
So nice pass, Roland Foyer to the post, and that's going to push this lead to 68-6 here. And DeBlasi in to attempt the PAT. DeBlasi's kick is up, and it's good. So 11:38 to play. That's going to make it 69-6 ASA Avengers. Hocking getting ready to receive the kick.
Been all Avengers from the first set of downs to now.
Well, not from the first, but from about the 13-minute mark till now. Yeah, that's right. Again, Hocking came out, and like we talked about, we had both teams score on their first possession. Looked like we were in for a barn burner.
That's right. We thought, this may just be a barn burner, but
yeah. Unfortunately, ASA was cooking with gas, and Hocking just seemed to fizzle out. So here with 11:38 to go, ASA's getting ready to kick off. Hocking going to see if they can, again, kind of punch it in. And again, we saw the last possession. We saw number 17, Blake Johnson, and I saw him continue to warm up on the sideline. So I imagine we're not going to see any more of Mikhail Clark today. Mikhail Clark, been a nice boost for this Hocking offense that we've seen. He's done a nice job running things, but today not a lot of success. Just couldn't seem to get things going. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm putting it all on him. They had a lot of letdowns today, unfortunately, all over the field. So, and you don't want to take anything away from Mesa. They've done a nice job. They've contained everything too. So
they've looked strong.
They sure have. 84 Dennis Smith snags the return. and carries it up to about the 35-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will take over, 1st and 10.
You know, it's interesting. Now, we started about 30 minutes before the game there in Cleveland, but it looks like, from what I've gotten from Mary Ann, that it looks like we're only about 8 minutes different. So I wonder if they cut down their halftime a little.
Well, I wonder, too, that, again, the games can play out so differently given on the styles of offense and everything else.
True.
And, given the timing of everything. And so we've had a lot of pass attempts today, and that tends to slow things down. So, all right, that is 17. Blake Johnson back at quarterback. Johnson, two running backs, in the backfield with him. Fakes the sweep to Antoine Allen and ends up getting sacked right after that. So, again, ASA is not showing any let up here.
So, unlike my prediction of Muskegum being beaten by the Quakers today, they beat the Quakers 41-7 in their game today up in Muskegum.
Wow.
Yeah, that was definitely not something I expected.
Now, is that the end of the season for the Quakers? Was their last game?
That is their last game.
Okay. All right, so we've got 2-by-2 here, 2 receivers each side, running back behind. Johnson gives. Okay, Jesus Himes with a carry. All right, that's going to make it 3rd and about 5. So, Rick, if you watch, there's still some battles going on up front.
Oh, absolutely.
Those guys
They're not giving up.
Yeah, those guys are fighting it out up there. There's nobody laying down out there today. So let's see what they can do if they're able to pick this up here. We've got 2 receivers to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Okay, with the pass down the field. And just throws it over the head. No, it was out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. Intended for number 20, I believe. And if it is, I'm sorry, but I can't identify it because I don't have you on my roster. Unless that's Brandon Park Hayes, but I don't think that's linebacker. So, anyway, incomplete for number 20. So, let's see. It looks like that's going to bring up another punting situation. And again, you're going to have number 17 this time punting for the Hawks. And I believe that is Andrew Jordan. And Jordan not going to be able to get it away.
No.
And he's going to be tackled for a loss. So that's going to make an even shorter field now for ASA to see if they can't punch another one in. So, again, 9:30 to go here in the I take that back. It looks like the clock is running, and I don't know if that's official or not, but again, we're going to be about 9 minutes probably when ASA snaps this ball. So
I was looking for any kind of a score as far as Beaver Creek, and they are playing Medina. Beaver Creek 22-0-2, Medina 16-1-5, and they will start playing at 7 o'clock this evening.
Okay.
So that's going to be a toasty little game.
Yes, it will. And full disclosure, Rick and I are both
Beaver Creek
battling
fans.
Beaver alumni, so
That's
we
right.
are pulling for the Beavers tonight, and that is the Division I State Boys Soccer Final, in
That's
case
right.
you have no idea what we're talking about. So, yeah, Beaver Creek, again, facing the Medina Bees, I believe, tonight in the State Boys Championship game. So good luck to the Beavers, and good luck to everyone. Safe travels and all that. So again, ASA here, 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the left. Give up the middle to number 17, and that is Forcam Parfait, I believe, is the name I have. But they have him listed as a linebacker. I'm not sure that's a linebacker running the
Almost
ball.
sounds
there,
French.
yeah, it does. But again, 17 with a carry again. Looks like we're going to have a flag. And it looks like we may have a holding call there. And Well, hey, so those linemen, they don't like that call at all.
Still
And I'll
Jones.
tell you, he's frustrated. You can tell.
Some big guys out there. I'll tell you
Yep.
what. Look at what's number 77.
Yeah, Asa has some large men up front.
He
that's for
looks
sure.
like he's got to be 7 feet tall compared to the other guys that
Right.
are out there. He's tall.
So 2 backs in the backfield now.
Oh, offside.
And I don't know. Just from my perspective, I think they may have got him there, and it looks like they did. So Hocking jumps, so they get some of that back here. That's going to make it 3rd and 10. 7:40 to go here. All right, and again, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. All right. H-back to the left. Play action pass. And another flag. And not sure who that was. It was either 83 or 87, Rick, out there on the catch. Either Bel Zaire or Angel Suarez. They're both in the area. But either way, it's not really going to matter much because it's going to come back on another penalty. And that's going to push it back even further. It's going to be 3rd and about, we'll call it 20. And now we're going to have trips to the right. 1 to the left, back offset to the right. Jet motion to the left. Now going to do 2-by-2 formation.
Wide
wow.
open.
Wow.
And you know what? What was even worse is the fact that he was looking that way the whole
Yeah.
time. I mean,
Well,
it's just like he was just waiting for him to break open.
You know what it was, too? I don't know if you noticed that, Rick, but they faked the screen off that, and everybody bit on the screen. Yeah. And, Hocking being aggressive, wanting to not give up a first down or anything else, and ends up biting them for a touchdown. So that's going to push it now to 75-6 here with about just over 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And de Blasi,
He's been right on the whole.
yes, he has. Other than the missed field goal, but again, that would have been his longest of the year by about 10 yards if he'd made it. So.
Right.
So that pushes it to 76-6 with 6:21 to go here.
Been an impressive display of offense by the ASA Avengers.
Yes, it really has been. ASA has shown why they are ranked where they are. They've won the last 5 in a row. They've won their league now, I believe, for 2 years in a row. So a very strong program, and I think this gives Hocking a look of,
What they could develop
exactly
in
I was
another
gonna
few
say-
years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is another young program, and again, only had athletics for 8 years, I think, is what we heard. So, again, Hocking could be right in line if they can develop in a similar manner. So.
And I think that they have an aggressive program, and they are an exciting team to watch. They haven't really shown that today, but
Right.
even last week going down or the week that we covered them with Lewisburg going down to defeat, there was in that second half there was some life there, and they can put some points on the board very quickly, just like some of these teams that they're playing against.
Well, and Ohio's been known as a hotbed of college football talent. So, if they can get some of these kids to look at Hocking as an option, as far as, staying close and getting better and maybe putting yourself in a position to attract a D1 scholarship at the end of 2 years, then maybe they can, start bringing home some of these kids.
Right.
So, again, kickoff to number 3, Javon Wilson. Wilson with a nice little pickup. Takes it up to about the 39-yard line. That's where Hawking's going to take over here. Let's see, we assume they're going to stick with Blake Johnson here, and it looks like they will.
So here's a shocker from up on the lake after the third quarter. The end of the third quarter, the teams are tied 24-all. That has really been a great game.
Wow.
And that'll be something to post on our website, to have that kind of action through three.
Yeah, what a great game.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2x2 here for the Hawks. Johnson with the give.
So are they saying
And
the
I believe that
scores?
was Jesus Himes there with the carry. Himes with a carry over the left side for a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up second, and we'll call it a long 6 for the Hawks here.
Sounds like the ASA coaches were saying that they believe the score is incorrect, that it should be 75-6 rather than 76-6.
I'll be honest with you, I've lost track, Rick.
Well, yes, when that many points are scored on one end of the scoreboard, anybody can miss a point here or there.
All right, so we've got an ASA college player down at the moment. And good news, he just got up on his own. Looks like he's going to, little gingerly, but going to walk to the sideline under his own power. So good news for that young man, number 30. Looks like Zonquay Shannon. And again, I apologize if I mispronounced your name.
Yeah, we don't actually get, in most cases, the phonetic spellings of particularly the away teams, but even some of the names on the home teams. Some schools provide us with the phonetics. Some, you just sort of roll with it. And in fact, we had the actual announcer come in earlier asking us if we knew the pronunciation of any of these ASA team members. We said we have no clue. We'll just go with what we can.
So 3-by-1 set here. 3 receivers to the right. And a fake here. And again, Blake
Nowhere.
Johnson almost running for his life there. There's just no
breathing room.
No breathing room there. 3rd and 10 here. Just under 5 minutes to go now. 76-6 on the scoreboard for the ASA Avengers.
I like that name, the Avengers. It's you don't have to worry about anything as far as politically correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good name. I wonder
It
if
is.
that's been their name. Of course, they've been around for 8 years. So
Well, Rick, you just stole my thunder. I was going to say that's the kind of name you get with a newer athletic program.
that's right. Yeah.
So now 3-by-1 here, 3 receivers to the right. 1-by-1, Greenhow wide open.
Oh,
and he
what
was,
a pickoff.
Yeah, that was really nice. I'll tell you, Johnson just hung that up there. He had some people in his face when he threw it, and just a nice interception there by...
Yeah, he did a circus catch, and then he
Asa.
was bobbling it around, but he took it in, and I guess they said that he had control of it.
Yeah, I
before
did.
he
And I'll
went
tell
in.
you, Greenhow was open there for a matter of time, but, you needed a sharper thrown ball for that to stay open. That he just kind of floated it, and he was able to run underneath it. So Asa's going to get the ball back here with under 4 minutes to go here, 76-6, and let's see what they decide to do with it here. All right, and give up the middle, and again, Aces coach Joe Osavet just took the Gatorade bath on the far sideline, Rick. I don't know if you saw that. But.
Well, and they had to do that at 3:35 remaining in the game. It's like he's going to be a popsicle before the
That's
game's
right.
over.
We have a lot of time left over there.
The temperature here is balmy 28 degrees. So
That's right. All right, so 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
well, what temperature does Gatorade freeze at?
Whatever it is, I'm sure we're at it. All right, number 17 again with the give. Again, don't have a number or a name. We have a number for 17. And we do have Facon Parfait, but again, not sure that is a linebacker running the ball there, but that is the only name we have for 17 on our roster. So, Mr. Parfait, if that is you, we apologize for doubting you. But a couple nice runs here. It's going to make it 3rd and about 7. 3rd and 6, the announcer says. We got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Two running backs flanking the quarterback in the backfield. And again, with another almost jump by the D-line there. ASA has done a nice job of that with their cadence all day. All right.
Keeper.
Fake to Parfait.
Following.
3, the quarterback follows him around. But
Nice run.
yeah, it is, but I think it's going to come back. We have another holding call, I
Right,
believe.
and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so that's going to back up the ASA Avengers.
They cannot get past your eagle eyes, Chuck.
And I see these ASA linemen pleading their case. Unfortunately, with the scoreboard the way it is,
Yeah, it's like no one's going to
those
take.
calls seem to happen with more regularity. You hear the old expression, they could call holding on every play. Well, when the score's like this, a lot of times it seems like they do, at least on the big plays. Not saying that it's not there, but But as a lineman, it's very frustrating. I can tell you that. So, Twins look to the left, one to the right. H back to the left, pistol back behind the quarterback. And it is 17 again. He gets to 17, and if that Mr. Parfait or whoever is swung down for about a 2-yard loss. So that's going to make it 4th and about, we'll call it 16, and ASA is going to punt. So we're going to get another look at Gabe Gridley here. I haven't seen him in a while, the punter for ASA, but he has had a couple nice kicks today, and some left a little bit to be desired, but looks like we're going to have maybe two returners, kind of a
No.
maybe not. Okay. All right, so number 6, that's Kari Golden back there. He's going to be the punt returner. And Golden had 2 interceptions last week, been a little quieter this week. And Golden's going to hit as soon as he touched it, basically. And
Went out of bounds, yeah.
fumbled it out of bounds, but again, Goldman the last one to touch it. So possession will remain with the Hawks. So just under a minute to play here, 76-6, our score.
Marianne cracks me up. She knows nothing about sports. She'll be the first to tell you that. And so it's 24-24 into the third quarter. I say exciting game. She says, not here. Ball goes one way, then the next, then back again. How's yours?
Wow.
Well, it's 76-6. Is that exciting?
Yeah, do you want to explain to her how exciting this is?
Oh, she's so funny.
Trips to the left, 3 receivers, 1 receiver to the right. Running back and a pistol. Give up the middle. Not much running room there. Jesus Himes with a pickup of, we'll call it 3. I guess he just kept his legs going because he got a little more. There was a scrum there, but they moved the pile forward, so we'll call it 2nd and 7. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jesus Himes and the pistol right behind the quarterback. There's a snap. Fake to Himes this time. Blake Johnson with the keeper. And he's actually going to lose a yard, maybe? And it's not going to matter. That's the last play of the game. So, again, your final score today, the ASA Avengers, ASA College Avengers 76, the Hocking College Hawks 6.
So, as Mary Ann would assume that it was an exciting game.
It had its moments. Again, we've talked about it a couple times already, but the game really started off with some fireworks to begin the game. Both teams scoring on their opening possession inside of the first 5 minutes of the game. Looked like we were in for some kind of exhibition or a shootout, right? Mm-hmm. And it ended up, ASA kept the foot on the gas, and Hocking just kind of sputtered, and we end up with a situation like we had here today.
Yeah, definitely ASA's game today, and worth their trip from New York to Ohio. Wish them a good trip going back, and they won't have to worry about any temperature adjustments.
That's right. Yeah, like we talked about, ASA, is a strong program. Unlike Hocking, they're in a conference that boasts several strong and other teams that are in the top 25. So they've faced tough competition. They've had, a couple of, close games. And, again, kind of the epitome of where Hocking would like to be. Not where they are, but where they want to be. And I think Coach
Right.
Matthews and his staff would agree to that. So
We've got our final stats
here. And, again, not surprising, but, again, total offense, ASA racked up 644 yards on 68 plays, averaging almost 10 yards a play. Hocking only managed 133 yards on 56 plays, so not even a 3 yard per play average. ASA College, 421 passing yards on 17 completions. Hocking managed 121 on 10. Rushing, ASA 223 yards. Hocking College 12 yards rushing today.
Wow.
Yeah, so again, not even a half-yard average for Hocking, and ASA averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Receiving, again, ASA, the Hawks averaged 12 yards a catch. The Avengers averaged over 24, so over twice that. So again, it looks like really the only stat that looks better right now for Hocking is that ASA had twice the penalties they did. But again, the scoreboard tells it, pretty much an ugly game all the way around. ASA College, each one of their quarterbacks threw for, Alfonso Howard had 4 touchdowns, and basically all in the first half. Lebenowitz had 2 touchdowns coming in the third quarter. Mikhail Clark finished with just under 100 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Alfonso Howard for ASA finished with 115 yards. The quarterback rushing. Again, for Hocking, Javon Wilson, 7 carries, only managed 21 yards. So, again, a long day for Hocking, both rushing and throwing. Again, Edward Morgan for ASA, 2 touchdown catches on the day. Kevin Greenhow did manage 1 for Hocking, but again, I don't have his targets, but we know he had quite a few targets. Only had 2 receptions, and again, really that touchdown he caught was off a tip ball. So, he had a long day today. So, again, the numbers really do tell the story today, a dominating performance for the ASA College Avengers.
And I would expect that we will probably see them, now they've pushed the record to 8-1?
Yes, 8-1.
So we probably will see them in some type of a tournament playoff situation with this kind of performance. And they, as you said, they play in a tough league. So obviously, with the competition that they've played against, and we've seen Hocking do quite well against several teams this year. So it's not like they're just a pushover, as far as a team goes. And I think that you've hit the nail on the head. We're looking at a program that's been around for 8 years, 9 years, versus a program that's been around for just a couple years. This is where Hocking wants to go, and this shows them sort of a blueprint of what it can be like. If you continue to develop and you continue to recruit and bring in, the types of players that, for a lot of reasons, find that they are in a 2-year situation trying to get to a 4-year situation.
Right.
And I think we certainly have seen that there's been some talent on both sides of the ball here today. As far as Hocking, I think from what they can take away from this is that, like everything else, this just shows them sort of that path to producing better teams in the future.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with your assessment 100%. Obviously Hocking, this is not the performance they wanted, not the way they want to end their season, but again, I think that they can use this as a tool to grow from. And like you said, a blueprint of where they want their program to be. ASA, again, they came in, no excuses. They came in, they did the work, they got the job done. They were the better team today, and they showed it in every phase of the game. And you can't take anything away from them. Wish them a lot of luck going forward. And again, you don't get better by playing opponents that you should beat.
That's right.
You got to play teams that are better than you. And Coach Matthews, I think, has made a concerted effort to do that with his program. They're going out and they're finding good opponents, and they're finding good talent, and they're just going to keep progressing in the future. So, Rick, do we want to name our players of the game today? Do we have anybody in mind that you stand out for you?
Oh, was it Greenhow?
Greenhow for Hocking.
I think that he was probably one of the shining stars in for the Hawks. And what did he end up with as far as?
Well, he only ended up with 2 catches on the day, but he did have a touchdown. Yep.
And that was really the bright spot for Hocking today.
Yeah,
we didn't see a lot of
it's unfortunate
ground
it happened
gaining
in the first 3 minutes of the game. But
that's right.
I'm trying to find his stats here for you so you can see it. So, yeah, he did have 42 yards on the day. And I think that's a pretty good option for them.
Yeah, 42 yards and a touchdown. Smith, he had 58 yards as far as receiving for Hocking. And when you look at the per average, 14.5 yards to Greenhouse, 21 yards. So I'd say at this point, Kevin probably was the bright spot in the Hocking lineup. As far as, it's kind of hard to pick any one particular person out. Yeah,
let me interrupt. I'm going to give you one shout out for the Hocking defense. Because, again, on offense, it didn't have a lot of bright spots today. But number 40, Chris Wilburn, the linebacker, we did see him make a couple big plays today with 1 big tackle for loss. So I'm going to suggest we share that for Hocking.
All right.
Got to give at least a little bit of defensive
a little
shout
love
out
to
today.
the defense.
That's right.
Because you were such an offensive prowess, had such offensive prowess.
I've been very offensive all day, I'd have to say. So for ASA, I'm going to say we go with number 3, the quarterback, Alfonso Howard.
He looked solid.
Yes, he did. And I'll tell you, I don't
Smooth
know.
was my name for him. He was Mr. Smooth.
And again, I don't know what the deal was, but, I did not have him down as the starting quarterback coming into today. All the stats show that Stone Leibowitz has been the real gunslinger for them. But
perhaps he was getting a test.
Today.
Maybe they wanted to see what he would look like.
That may be,
putting him in the driver's seat.
That may be, and he certainly played up to I would imagine anyone's expectations.
He
today.
did. He was very smooth as far as made some incredible throws, and I think that. All in all, it was an entertaining game, and I'm sure that the fans on the Hocking side probably would have liked to have seen it end a little differently, but they stayed right up to the end, and the dozen or so that were across the way, if they were actually related to some of the New York players, they were here as well. So a good day all in all, and it is beautiful here in Southeast Ohio in the Hocking Hills. And we just want to thank the staff of Hocking College. They've been great to us the 3 games that we've been here. Very welcomed, and they've talked with Bill on the sports show a few times. Great hosts. And we hope to be able to do some games here this next season in the future at Hocking. And we certainly have not been disappointed by anything making the trip down here to Southeast Ohio.
That's right. All right, everybody. So we're going to wrap it up here from Boston Field at Nelsonville York High School, home of your Hocking College Hawks. This is WZAA, Chuck Hale with Rick Phillips signing off. Good night, everybody.
Good night. All Mary Ann could say when I gave her the final 76-6, she's wow. She equates that with exciting.
I was saying, did she say exciting?
She didn't say exciting. She just said wow. I'm thinking, okay, all right. She's got a little ways to go.